And we are live! Hello again, everybody. It's been a little while. But hey, the hiatuses are, in theory, done. Wow, what? No. Why is... Apologies all. Brief technical interruption while I work out why the hell my green screen isn't aligned. Good start, good start. So, as you might be able to tell from that, there's been some slight technical changes. What is that? Why? That is my pop filter being in view. I am very intelligent. Oh my god. Yes, as you could tell by the general air of I don't appear to know what I'm doing. There we go. That's what the issue was. Cool. 3D space. Why do I even? Yeah. As you can probably tell, we've had some changes to the setup here, and today's stream is at least partly a tech test. Yeah, so I beg your patience with it. Really, the most important bit of new tech is called It's Nearly September, which serves the dual purposes of it now being a livable temperature and, you know, it making people very annoyed when I point it out. So you're welcome. But also, like, there's actual technical stuff going on here, and because I will now be streaming off my Xbox in an attempt to curb the ongoing scourge of CPU chug. Let's say PCU, that's a different thing. So, hopefully, touch wood with crossed fingers, you know, this will all go well. So, I haven't even done an introduction anyway. If this is your first stream with me, sorry. But hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, happy time zones wherever you might be. There you go, my pop filter's probably out of view. And yes, I'm Emma, and welcome back to the House of Hubert here on twitch.tv/Sarasite. And welcome to the new setup, as I say, where we will today be starting a game I'm very excited about. So, you know, why don't we just get to it? And also, if I look like I'm askance to the camera, that's because I have two different monitors because of this new setup. I don't know why I'm explaining all the inside baseball of it to you. It's just like, you basically work here at this point, whoever you are. No, Daniel, they don't get paid more than you. I have also rejected Daniel's proposal to rename my new capture card El Oso. And that joke is primarily funny to me. I'm just going to press this button so I stop blathering now. Oh, the Xbox has gone on standby. Press that button. That button. There we go. And the sound of it going wham even came through. It's all good. As I say, new setup, so please let me know if the sound levels are off or anything. Unreal Engine, see, that's a thing I can run on this machine. Not like my computer, which sees Unreal Engine and just immediately throws everything out of the pram, including itself. It's a bit loud in my headphones, but I think that, looking at the levels, that's probably a me problem, so I'll fix that. So, yes, this is Stray Gods, the role-playing musical. I'm very excited about this, because I've been avoiding spoilers as much as I can, but it looks very cool, and, you know, it's a musical about Greek gods in the modern world, done in a kind of visual novel style, with a host of notable voice actors. And as a voice actor theatre nerd who has a patch on her jacket that says Mythology Master and also Kieran Gillen's signature on the same jacket, this game may have been made for me. It says continue, but we're not going to do that. I was just making sure it all worked. My first criticism, really, is this menu is not super intuitive, because you can't still kind of looks like I've got continue selected. But no, it is the vague green highlight around things. This is a very minor point. So let's just do a new game. Yes, we will erase it, because I've done nothing. Wait. Can I... If we start a new one in a new slot, because there was some intro stuff that I wanted to include. Sure can't. Yeah, there was a land acknowledgement and some content warnings, which is really cool, but apparently you only see those once.
4 hours.
I'll just pause it here then to say, content warnings on this are, again, I don't have a huge amount of detail, but depictions of alcohol use, probably some adult language, discussions of PTSD and suicide, but nothing kind of strong or overt. But hey, if that's a thing you'd rather not be watching today, that's totally chill. Take care of yourselves. And the VOD will be there later if you want to, or other things will be there if you don't. And yeah, if you're gonna stick around, be nice and chat, because, you know, all of my mods are me, so please don't make me do more work. I don't appreciate it. Anyway, 4 hours, says the voice of Laura Bailey. Really like the art
4
style.
hours in a rented gym that still smells like socks and childhood trauma. And where did it get us? Other than bored? The band wasn't even looking for anything specific. We just wanted change. We wanted to see who was out there, if they'd show up.
I swear I've known all of these people.
Well, they showed up all right.
I don't know why they did the smash zoom like that was a bad sound. That was just jazz.
Happened. Except we were on stage. And naked.
We were auditioning.
Not all of us. Okay, it was just me. I was naked. I think this went better.
Visual novel interface, because suddenly we're in Mass Effect / Life is Strange / something like that. Also, I think that is the voice of Janina Gavanka. Sorry about the, I would say, very small subtitles. I had no options on that. So yeah, what we're talking about, auditioning naked? Sure, why not?
Hey, we should consider that. We could be the Naked Band. Coming soon to a really private auditorium near you.
You know, somehow I believe you'd actually do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a hard no. Okay, let's just wrap this up. Kaz, do you need a ride?
Start bad
Just
ideas
to
about
Brian's.
13 minutes.
I'm crashing on his couch until I get a new place.
What? You said it'd be 2 days.
You know you like having me around. Whatever.
Have you heard yourself snore?
Hey, Grace, you okay? I know you've been kind of loose ends since you left college. I was just hoping tonight would cheer you up.
Oh no, Grace is my aesthetic. So we have... What is that? Just like a... Is it... is that meant to mean flirty? Is it just nice? I don't know. Wait, that's my experience too. Is this flirty? Is this just nice? I have no clue what's going on. It's just autistic people. Let's be frustrated.
Yeah, I don't know. Nothing is going the way I thought it would. I feel like I'm this close to
Punching something? Do I need to back up?
screaming, more like. Not that anyone would listen.
Well, I'll always listen.
Music is your life, Freddie.
Sure,
You're the
like
drummer,
updated.
the lyricist. All of this was your idea. I wish I knew where I fit.
I think you fit. You know that, right?
Yeah.
What's that even mean? Also, what are these journal entries? Ah, the characters. Freddy. I only call her Farishta when I'm visiting her house. Her mum always makes these deep-fried honey snacks I love. Has been my best friend since probably forever. We used to make up rhymes while we skipped rope. It's been that long. I'm a long way from those days. Edge of Elysium is her band, and inviting me in was her idea. I was keen on joining since I haven't seen Freddy much since I left school, but it's been kind of rough going. I can sing, sure, and when we get a gig it feels good being up there on stage, but is this really my thing? I don't know. I always like seeing kind of codexes or whatever that are written very much kind of in-universe, in the voice of a character. It's just always a good bit of characterization. I wonder if there are organic points I could be reading my journal, rather than interrupting whatever this drama is.
You coming?
I'm gonna hang out a bit and lock up. I'll see you at home. Like a boat
Oh, this was musical.
lost at sea, with no sails, not a breeze. I am drifting cold waters, no star to be seen.
That sounds like it's going to go into the intro from Road to Nowhere by Talking
Is the
Heads.
world too
Maybe that's just me.
much, or is it just me?
That's what I just said.
Everything I set upon unravels at my feet. Everything I've learned wasted on a girl who doesn't know how to be free.
Is this meant to be diegetic? I kind of hope so.
Like a boat lost at sea, with no sails.
I'm feeling like yes.
Breeze. I am drifting cold waters, no star to be seen.
I'm gonna love everyone's aesthetic in this game, aren't I?
Oh,
Sorry. I didn't mean to
hey, it's
interrupt.
Calliope.
I heard you from outside.
You know, Kratos' daughter.
My name's Calliope. You have an amazing voice. I hope you know that.
thanks. I'm Grace. Are you here for the audition, or?
Which one was Calliope? Was she the muse of song? Or why do I think she was
Yes.
one of the poetry ones?
Yes, I am.
I could be wrong. I was not massively convinced.
You really want to join our band?
See, now I have to look it up and
Audition.
make sure. I can never remember which of the
give
muses is
anything to
which,
join you,
beyond a
Grace.
couple of them.
All right. Well,
Yeah, she was epic poetry.
With
And
the
eloquence.
fire furious, I have burned my tongue. Grief from all the promises, too many dreams unsung. All the steps I didn't take and paths proved untrue. Is there any path through?
like a boat lost at sea,
Though I'm about to
with no
end,
sails, not a
you
breeze.
still have your life ahead.
I am drifting cold waters, no star to be seen.
All things that lose their
Oh no, it's counterpoint in triple time. This game was made for me.
find it again. There is no inertia in
Choose your trait. Ah, yes, this is a thing I've heard, is that it feels like you're doing kind of build making, but you're kind of making the choice for the rest of the game at this point. So, kick-ass, in your face, this Grace is very punk rock and not afraid to get reckless and aggressive when it's called for. Charming, this is Grace with soul and charisma. She tries to do the right thing, and everyone likes her more for it, because that's, you know, that's how it works. Or clever, sometimes you need to think your way out of a problem, right? This Grace is sneakier, smarter, and witty. Ah, which way are we going? I'm interested in all of these, frankly. I feel like normally in kind of RPGs I would play charming or clever. Also, I am appreciating the loop here they've got so that they can drag this out as much as they need to. Which gives me long enough to say, yeah, Calliope gets used as a muse of song quite often, I feel like, in like modern representations, but she was specifically epic poetry. Like, she's called Calliope means beautiful voice, but that was like meant beautiful for like a rating. Song should be euterpe or possibly polyhymnia, depending on the kind of song. Ah, I am immediately paralyzed by decision. Let's be charming. I like being charming. Talking your way out of problems is the way to go, right?
Maybe
Hey.
if I leaned upon my friends, raise the alarm, I'll call for them. Do I have the heart to trust they'll keep me safe from harm?
Wow. What was that?
Improv?
Your song was just so wonderful. I had to finish it with you. I hope that's all right.
I feel like I should recognize
I
Calliope's
also
voice.
know what it feels like to be lost. To feel as if you have no place to turn. That's why I had to come inside.
Ah, so I can't say you're not here to audition because I'm not clever enough to make that incredibly basic leap. My analog sticks having a moment. Great. Yeah, let's try and gauge people's problems. Oh no, wait, this is what I do for a job.
Well, I know why I feel that way, but what's your story?
I'm reaping what I've sown, I think. This has been a very long time coming.
Ouch. Sounds harsh.
May I ask you why you feel so adrift? You're so young. Surely your life is just beginning.
All the aesthetics in this. Oh, how much am I playing myself? And the answer is, of course.
You sound like my guidance counselor.
Then I should apologize.
Joke to avoid emotion
no,
immediately.
it's fine. There's just only so many times someone can ask what's wrong with you before you start to think there's really something wrong with you. But what does she know? If only she could see me now, right?
I think she'd see what I see.
Is she wearing gloves? Or is her skin tone just weird on her hands?
I should go.
Oh no, or maybe it was just the framing of that shot.
About the audition. I'm sure everyone will agree you're in, if you want to be, that is.
I hope to see you again, Grace. Perhaps soon.
I just met a beautiful woman with a good aesthetic. Quick, invite her to join my band.
See you then.
I'm not going to say that there's no way in hell this woman is cisgender, but... just, I've known so many trans girls who looked exactly like that, including, often, me. Just with less good eye makeup. Ah, the dorm in its natural state. Slightly nonplussed by the disconnect between the detail and the backgrounds
Did you lose
of
your
the
keys,
characters.
Fred? I thought you'd be... What the... Calliope?
I didn't know where else. I'm so sorry, Grace.
Oh, God.
Try and do a
It
thing.
hurts. I'll get help.
No. No, you have to wait. You can't go. I didn't want to do this to you.
Don't
Not like this. I'm so sorry.
What do you mean? Hey! Calliope! Please. Please, come on.
Now this is making me want to make references to immortality, but also, statistically, you haven't played that game, and also, any references I make will be a massive spoiler. Anyway, this girl just died and gave us a chest bulb. And now we're a demon. I don't know. Don't put the blood in your hair! Hi?
Oh, I can wait. Take your time.
That's Erica's shit, isn't it?
Is that my door?
Technically, it's my door. Or our door, maybe? I came as soon as I could.
This is a good character design for Hermes. I like it. Let's try and be practical.
I think she's dead. We need help. You need to call someone.
Well, I'm someone. I got called. Happens every time one of us dies, you know? She really is dead, huh? Man. So, the course is gonna want to talk to you. Sucks, but, you know.
Damn it, I wish I had aggressive.
The chorus? You mean the authorities?
Why would they mean that?
Are they coming?
I guess they're authorities? But they're not coming here. We have to go to them. Look, I can see you don't know squat about this, so I'm gonna explain real quick, but then you gotta come with me, okay? When Cal died, you saw a shiny thing come out of her, right? That was her soul. That's what made her a god.
A what?
It's in you now, which makes you a god. Surprise, right? You with me so far? Cool. Let's go.
I kind of love them. Let's take this opportunity to read these journal entries that have been updating. Calliope. I knew Calliope was one of the muses. Is that the same as being a god? That's really about it. I don't know where she lived, what she got up to, or who her enemies were. I have so many questions. One, what was she doing when she found me at the gymnasium? Was she just passing by, or did she plan that? How did she know where I lived? I keep thinking about what Calliope said to me before she died. She seemed so sad. Did she know this was going to happen? Most of all, why did she pick me? And Hermes. Hermes is the idol who came to... Yeah, I think we may be looking at some of these too soon. Who came to collect me at my apartment when Calliope died. I didn't know their name at the time, of course. Is this, like, not only explicitly in character, but explicitly from a certain point in the story? Fair enough. Athena only mentioned who they were afterwards, and we haven't met her yet. Guess they're the god of... doorways, maybe? I wonder if they can go anywhere with that power. To bank vaults, on top of a mountain, across the world. Pretty wild to think about. I too have seen Jumper. Could Hermes have been involved in Calliope's death? I seem surprised, if not really broken up about it. Although Hermes strikes me as someone who does much deep thinking. They seem more like a kid, although I guess looks can be deceiving. Why'd they have to come when Calliope died? They did it right away too. Kind of suspicious if you ask me. I mean, it feels like it's probably their job. I love this place already. Because, once again... Oh hey, is this Athena's room by any chance?
Where are we?
Sorry to drop you and run, but when an idol dies, there's like 100 different things I gotta do.
No, wait. Where did you bring me? How did we get here?
The chorus can explain. Don't touch anything. Okay?
Wait! Come back! Okay. Yeah. I'll just wait here and, not touch anything.
I don't believe you. I feel like not touch anything also involves don't sit on their desk and don't put your feet on their desk. Jesus. Is probably not a deity we will encounter. Also, it's just funny to me when they refer to somebody as an idol. My brain just immediately goes to, like, what is it, like a J-pop singer? These character designs. I swear to God, they were aiming for Queer Panic and they hit it. Yeah.
Our beloved sister, the last of the Muses, has passed on to you, our new sister, delivered to us by dear sweet Hermes. It's, Grace, yes?
Yes?
Oh, my. You have had quite the day, haven't you?
I feel like none of these are the question I would be asking at this point, which would basically be, ask questions, get info.
Someone died in my arms.
Tonight. Must have been something you
Where is
said.
this? How did I get here?
No? Okay.
Who are you people?
Call this a musical.
So many questions. This is my office, and I expect you arrived through one of Hermes' portals.
The shiny doorway.
As for who we are, well, that does require some explanation, I agree. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Athena, goddess of wisdom. This is Apollo, god of prophecy, dressed for the occasion, as always. The wondrous Aphrodite, goddess of love. And the one glaring at you is Persephone,
That tracks.
once queen of the underworld. Together, we are the chorus. We rule over the idols, our name for the gods who remain. All of us, hidden in your modern world.
If, like, there was a thing where J-pop singers were the modern incarnations of deities, I don't know, that'd just be a sick narrative concept. Why are these all tagged as question? I've asked many questions that weren't tagged as question. Look, the disbelief thing is kind of played out.
But gods aren't real.
Well,
They can't be. They're just
Stories, myths, legends.
If you're real,
this thing is
you'd be
played out.
all-powerful.
Grace immediately
You
does the
wouldn't be
thing.
hiding or...
Don't pay much attention to those old tales about us, Grace. They weren't very true to begin
And
with.
the stories
and,
never had them as all
well,
powerful.
truth be told, we've diminished since those days. That doesn't mean we're helpless, of course. Far from it. Yet, at the end of the day, we too are just people, trying to get by.
Oh, so the question bits are just kind of lengthening the dialogue tree rather than progressing things.
Right, and you live here, not in some city in Europe or a...
On top of a mountain? Oh, I know. Once we roamed marble halls, and now, fashionably appointed apartments. We have Wi-Fi.
Okay.
We move with the times, Grace. We have to, if we're going to remain hidden and survive. The mortals grow more and more clever with each passing century. Television! I do what I must.
Ominous, but okay. And also, really didn't answer the whole in Europe thing, because, like, Greece has well-appointed apartments and Wi-Fi. Those are a thing.
You expect me to believe that gods, sorry, idols, have been living among us for what, thousands of years? You're thousands of years old.
Oh, no. No, I'm not trying to make you believe anything. Not at all. If you'd like to believe this office is right outside your front door, or that we are, I don't know, actors, religious fanatics, by all means. The only thing I do need you to grasp is that you are here. This is real, and like it or not, it is happening.
I do kind of like it. Like, I like the myth appear of, the trope of, like, gods needing belief to sustain them. But also, by this point, it's so common that I quite like the subversion of gods who genuinely don't care about whether you believe in them or not. They're still going to keep doing god things. It's always nice when you kind of do that whole deconstruction, reconstruction cycle thing.
Wait, you said, and Hermes said, that I'm a god now too. And an idol.
That is true.
That thing that came out of her that went into me.
We call it an eidolon, the part of Calliope's soul which made her an idol, which now makes you one.
Athena, we are wasting time.
The reason you're here, Grace, the reason why we
I'm not going to sit here
so
just
being
thirsty at Persephone for the entire game, but...
Those rules mean we can't admit into our ranks a usurper. Never mind a possible murderer. I know this will all come as a shock, and I'm so sorry to say it, but I'm afraid you have to die.
This is a terrible system. Like, if their soul just goes into somebody nearby when they die, then why are they surprised? Why are they acting like this is some big change in the system? This must happen all the time. Anyway, I get to do a skill choice here.
You want me to die? But that isn't fair.
I know.
Not a particularly
I know,
convincing one.
But consider it from our point of view. A dear sister, someone who traveled with us through the ages, gone.
But I didn't do it. Aren't you supposed to be the goddess of wisdom? Can't you see this isn't right?
Wisdom isn't knowledge.
Calliope's blood is literally on your hands.
But it isn't...
Oh, she looks so helpless. Maybe we
should do as we agreed.
God, I'm sure I recognize
Calliope's line would end. Yes, but what other option do we have? Let a usurper remain an idol?
Justice has to be done, for Calliope's sake.
But this isn't justice.
Get that guitar out. Play the guitar with your mind.
You cannot hide from this reality.
I'm not hiding, though a little lost here.
If you are lost, little girl, this bears explanation. Dear child, please listen. You have usurped a muse. No recourse to be arranged.
Weird
It's unfair.
fuzz baseline there.
I know, but our laws cannot be changed.
But she came to me.
You must realize there
are simple rules. If one of us dies, these rules have been the tools that
You must know
us.
I didn't do it. Is it weird this isn't song?
Now that the muse is gone, I'm afraid you'll have to see. The chorus is in accord. Justice won't be ignored.
I disagree.
And that is instant Troy Baker.
Did I?
But counterpoint, if these three women, like, explained to me in harmonious song that I had to die, I would simply do it. Not gonna lie, I am a simple creature.
Hear that correctly?
You've been quiet this entire time, Apollo. Why speak up now?
I grieve Calliope's loss just as much as the rest of you, but I can't let you do this.
He's right. What if Grace speaks the truth?
You were literally just singing back up.
Her?
And what if Calliope was murdered by her? What if Grace stole her eidolon?
Then we need to find out. Don't you want justice?
It's not the thing the Greek gods
I thought
were
we'd agreed this
traditionally
was
that
justice.
interested in.
What would you have us do?
Set ourselves a quest. And the best thing about setting yourself a quest is you can decide what it is.
I can prove myself. If you let me. I can try.
We aren't seriously considering this.
Very well. This one time. I put a motion before the chorus. Do we allow Grace the right to prove her innocence?
You say this one time, I say
Yes.
precedent.
I think so. Yes.
Fine.
And there we have it.
Why do you have a binary vote when there are four of you? That seems ripe for problems. Alright then, let's talk terms.
Wait. I'm gonna get some help with this, right? Some direction?
Why would they do that?
Say Calliope chose you. I would like to believe that. I truly would. You have 1 week to find out what happened, Grace.
What happens after a week?
Did you miss the
There will
death
be a
part?
trial. If you cannot provide proof of your innocence by then, our original verdict stands.
I love that one of the options there is just, alright. More info, please.
Can someone explain to me just how I'm supposed to find the truth? I'm not a detective. I don't know anything about the idols.
Well, that's for you to figure out.
I knew you were gonna say that. How did I know you were gonna say that?
We're not going to
Wasn't
keep you,
hard.
Grace. You have much to do. Before you go, however, a few rules. Do not reveal our existence to the mortal world. This includes mortal authorities. They cannot help you.
Can't they?
Do not harm another idol.
Might be fun
Do
to
not
try.
leave the city. Do as the chorus commands. Otherwise, do whatever you must to find the true killer. If they exist.
Oh, that's all?
Welcome, dear sister.
Love that the final rule
And
is
do help yourself
follow the
to a
rules.
cookie.
That owl gets a lot of screen time. Day one, time to head home. But I want to look at my journal. Which, again, this is not, this is not the most intuitive menu interface sometimes. So who do we have now? Aphrodite. Aphrodite's the goddess of love, and I can believe it. She has that sparkle when you look at her, like she's one of those old-timey movie stars, with glamour and presence. But if she walks into a room, everyone stops what they're doing to stare at her. Why she's part of the chorus, I have no idea. She seems kind of quiet and sad, like she's busy writing some teary ballad in her head and not really listening to what's going on around her. If Aphrodite's behind Calliope's death, then she hides it But well, maybe you just naturally learn how to be a great actress after 1,000 years or so. How do I know? Apollo. Which, that is, it's quite a look. I don't know much about this Apollo, the only guy on the chorus, but he didn't say much of anything until he kind of defended me, I guess? At least he disagreed with the "you need to die" verdict. Guess I owe him one. If I actually owed anyone for giving me an extra week before they kill me. Not so sure about that. Athena introduced Apollo as the god of prophecy, but I'm not sure exactly what that means. Don't prophets wear long robes and speak in big, booming voices? This one looks less like a god and more like a surfer who crashed on the beach after a party and still hasn't found all of his clothes. Could he have killed Calliope? Can't take anything for granted when it comes to these people. I mean, unsurprising that I would be defending the aesthetic of a man wearing this many stacked necklaces. Because that's very much my look. Also, interesting that they make Apollo in this just god of prophecy. As opposed to prophecy and the sun and medicine and war sometimes, and light and archery and, yeah, beauty and whatever else you care to name that somebody hasn't already taken. Apollo will just stick his hand up and go, yeah, right. I've known that guy. But no, he is just prophecy now. Which honestly streamlines things a lot. Athena. Athena's supposed to be the goddess of wisdom, but how does that work? Is it a power of hers? Does she just know things? Again, knowledge isn't wisdom. She's supposed to be really powerful, but how exactly? Mostly she just seemed like my mum. Or anyone's mum. Maybe that's what she is to the idols, the mum who looks after them and keeps them going. She was all smiles and was even super sweet when she told me I had to die, like it would be no big deal. That makes her a scary mum, like the kind that demands to speak to the manager when things don't go her way, because things always go her way. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she is the cool mum, or maybe she'll keep smiling while she smothers me with a pillow, because she's thousands of years old, and I'm basically nothing in comparison. And maybe she killed Calliope, and that makes me an annoyance, because that means her murder didn't quite take, but then, why give me the chance to prove myself? If you really wanted me dead, couldn't she have just said, nope, no vote, let's nip this in the bud? It really seems like the type who'd do that, right? Idols are so confusing. I mean, not necessarily. You still want to preserve the appearance of checks and balances. This outfit is everything. What did Athena say about Persephone? She's the queen of the underworld. I had to look it up, but that's basically the idol version of hell. Really, you had to look up the underworld. Oh, Grace, you precious idiot. Does that mean it's a real place? Like, you die and you go to the underworld? Well, maybe that only happens to idols. Also, can I just call out, because it kept catching me in the subtitles. If you're going to use capital I idols this much, maybe pick a font where the capital I and the lowercase l aren't quite so interchangeable. My brain just keeps reading it as dolls. 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 Le dolls. Mind you, Athena didn't exactly say Persephone was queen of the underworld, did she? She said once the queen of the underworld, so she isn't any longer. Also, she's the only doll that Athena didn't say was the god of something or other. I'm willing to bet there's a whole story about that. Whatever it is, I'm pretty clear this Persephone hates me, and not just because she thinks I'm a murderer. Because don't they all think that? Well, I mean, if they all thought that, there wouldn't have been the vote. Feels personal. Those sharp eyes of hers wanted to gut me and hang me on a clothesline, so I better watch my back. Yeah, like you wouldn't thank her. Anyway, thirst aside, should we just go home? Go to apartment.
Grace?
Hi, Freddy. How long's it been? Oh, good. No corpse.
Grace.
Love it when I walk into my house and there isn't a corpse there.
Hi.
Hi. Hi.
If you're watching, that happens
Hi.
a lot.
You're kidding, right?
Hey, progress pride.
When I came home, the door was wide open. You weren't
I like
answering
the
your
progress
phone.
line.
Kaz and Brian are still out looking for... Grace... We thought something happened to you.
Well...
Wait, did something happen to you?
Well... Immediately proclaim yourself God? I think we immediately proclaim ourselves God.
Yes, but you are seriously not
Just
gonna believe it.
do not reveal our existence to
those
mortals.
nights, huh?
Immediately reveals your existence to the
better
first
be
mortal
good.
they see.
I became a god, Freddy. For real.
You were gone all night. Why didn't you answer your phone? Okay, so what exactly are you the god of? Late night lattes?
Hi.
Skipping bad practice?
Hi.
Freddy? I need to warn you about something.
Yeah? About what? Am I gonna turn to stone? Because that's totally a god thing.
Hi there.
Who is this, Grace? Why does he have horns?
Yeah, just immediately tell nothing but the truth. I think this is the tactic.
I did tell you about the god thing, Freddy.
Well, you got me there.
To answer your question, my dear, you see the horns because I allow you to see the horns. That's crazy, right?
Oh, God,
As for who
recognize
I
that
am,
voice as well.
I've been known most often as Pan. So you call me that, if you must call me anything.
The great god Pan.
Pan, of the Greek gods, Pan, right? What are
Like
you, some
in
kind of
the-
cosplayer?
The
Whatever
days
his
of
name
idols
is,
being
but-
called gods are well behind us, I'm afraid.
Who is that voice?
I assure you, I am the real article. I've come to offer our newest idol.
See, now I'm gonna have to keep looking voices up because this is gonna infuriate me otherwise.
You do look lost, don't you?
But also, just appreciate that voice. Well, apart from the fact that now it is paused. Internet given to me a cast list. I know I've looked it up in the past, but brain's full of holes. And now I've forgotten what this game is called. Stray Gods. God, I'm very on the ball. Yes, that one. IMDb, please. Faster, you're killing me here. Carrie Payton. Oh, I know the voice. Oh, he's Cyborg. Yeah, a lot of these are going to be, you know, that actor from everything. I don't know if IMDb would probably be more use. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know the guy. Cool. And then I get distracted looking at something else, because my brain. I swear I know him from something else. What else do I know him from? Other than being Cyborg. No. Alright. Anyway, as you were. Sorry about that. ADHD brain and full effect. Can't ask interesting questions because I didn't take the knows how to think about things trait. I would say can we talk here, because obviously we can.
Help me how exactly? And why? We've never even met.
Now, how would one acquire friends if one never made an effort to meet strangers?
Yeah,
I don't know, it works for me.
As for the help I can offer, plenty. Unless you feel you can find the murderer on your own. I mean, you could do that. Maybe. Possibly.
Murderer? Wait, is a murderer. Grace?
Did I just pop back into existence there? That was weird.
So yeah, about that god thing, I wasn't kidding.
While also standing accused of murder. It's quite tragic.
Is there any way you could explain what's going on,
I
Grace?
keep doing that.
The prohibition is against revealing the idols to the mortal world. She's not the mortal world, is she? She can be trusted, can't she?
Lawyer, I guess.
But I'm gonna regret not leaving with Brian and Kaz.
Oh, I can guarantee it.
Okay, Freddy. Have a seat. Let's talk.
Sometime later. 3.5 hours later.
That's it?
Huh? I guess.
How did it take you 3.5 hours to
Believe in
explain
this,
that?
Grace?
I mean, the Great God Pan is standing right there. Why can't I remember who wrote the Great God Pan? Edmund something? No. Arthur Machen. There we go. I get there in the end. Brain is full of holes, but so is a sponge. Anyway, yes, this is clearly happening. He's standing right there.
Sure, but I had proof. I traveled through a magical door.
Which sounds extra cool.
I was a little distracted.
Well, I have a million questions, but I can ask them later. The important thing is that I am here to support my best friend.
What did I ever do to deserve a friend like you?
You sat next to me at lunch period, dummy.
Oh yeah, right.
My friendship comes with all
Simple
sorts of benefits, up to and including the tracking down of supernatural killers.
Did you just
Such darling
friend with
camaraderie.
benefits, jokers?
It brings a tear to my eye. It truly does.
Speaking of killers,
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You wound me, dear lady. I've come to offer advice to our newest idol, a foundling who is set adrift most cruelly.
Is it me? Or are some people's voices way higher in the mix than others? Slightly odd leveling. Oh, now I can ask what's in it for him.
So you're here purely for my sake then? Like a charity case?
My dear sweet girl, as far as you're concerned, I am the god of charity cases.
Mythological note, no he
you're
isn't.
not, are you? Pan was the god
Okay, thanks,
of
Freddy.
lust and mischief. Doesn't sound too charitable to me.
Ah, yes. The old tales of the gods. Such antics, such fantasy. Pay them no mind.
Such fantasy, if you will. Oh, but now I can just keep asking the same question. We're not taking this off the tray. And this is where I find out if you can skip dialogue.
I still don't trust you.
Oh no, we have
Nobody
new
does
dialogue.
anything for free.
Now.
I love how he's got the goat pupils.
Who said I was doing anything for free?
Because this is your reminder that goats are aliens.
I have not, however, asked for anything. As of yet.
Seems rather convenient, you showing up with advice. How did you even know I existed?
Even I
A
don't
little
know I
bird
exist.
told me, if you must know. Very useful, those little birds.
He's not gonna tell you, Grace.
There's not much to tell. Among the idols, news travels swiftly. We are a tiny village of godly busybodies. I heard of your arrival, and I know how obtuse the chorus can be. So here I am. You're welcome.
Kind of love their decor, I'll be real.
You know, you could be the killer, for all I know.
Come to mislead you, perhaps. How fiendishly clever of me. Well called, darling.
And maybe even true.
Poor Pan! To be eternally maligned and mistrusted. Alas, and alas, and alas. I doubt there's a line of idols waiting to offer you advice, Grace. But whether you accept mine or not is for you to decide.
I mean, it fits with the whole goat thing, but at the same time, if his voice is going to be a bit higher in the mix than everybody else's, it means when he decides to eat all of the scenery, he's really loud. Hopefully I have kind of got that sorted on the capture, and if not, please let me know. But hey, I can only do so much if the game is weirdly mixed. But hey, this seems like a great time. You don't still get music if you pause. That's a choice. I'll unmute it in a second. Yeah, this seems like a great place before we get any advice from the entirely normal and trustworthy God Pan. I am going to take a short break. I need to run some ads and, you know, go stretch my legs, do some water things, you know, all the usual. And hey, I would recommend that you do those self-care things too. Get up, move around, have some water, have a snack, take your meds if you still need to. This is a reminder. You know, go and say hi to a human. Let the ads run if you can, and I will be back in a few minutes with more of this. And hopefully, things will continue to work. So I'll put the music on. And see you in a few. And forget where the button is. Cool. And we're back. Hi everyone. From a break which I can neither confirm nor deny that I spent most of looking at a cast list and working out where I knew people from. Which, you know, harder than you might expect given that I watch neither Critical Role nor The Last of Us, which, oh, between the two of those, most of this cast, but in one of them... I mean, as a voice actor nerd who likes TTRPGs, you might be surprised to hear I've never watched Critical Role, but really, who has the time? Anyway, back to this totally legit conversation.
Okay, I'll bite. What's your advice? I have to admit, I don't really know where to start.
Well, I'm not normally one to run amok telling others how to live their lives.
But I will.
But have you considered using your powers?
My powers?
Music, art, passion. You are the last muse, and all these are now your province.
Although again, Apollo might have something to say about some of that.
What do you mean, my province?
Each of us has...
you know, like Ontario.
How shall I say? Our talents? Yours is music, as befits a muse.
Should still be poetry.
You're like the original rock star, Grace.
Okay, but how does that help me find Calliope's murderer?
Allow me to expedite the process of understanding.
Seriously, you can just made her Utopia instead. Come on,
Close
guys.
your eyes. You hear that? It's coming from you. When you sing, what emotion does it summon?
I don't know.
Close your eyes and listen. You hear that it's coming from you. That's just
look
I
into
have
the crowd,
tinnitus.
And you feel.
Powerful.
Your hair dramatically changes. And clearly that was actually diegetic. That's
Grace, you know
interesting.
that you're lost now. You've been given powers you don't understand.
Okay, yes. More of this voice, please.
I'm the guy who can help you. All that you hear is at your command.
Wait.
No, it's okay, Freddy. This is all me? What do I do?
Start singing.
Now?
Yeah.
Why not? Time's a wasted.
Let's roll with it. But not the Oasis song.
How the hell did you find me? This is the weirdest night I've ever had.
Summon the jazz
And you
quartet.
say I have powers? How could this possibly turn out bad? Am I doing it now?
Brilliant.
I don't
Lost
follow.
little girl.
Are those really actual horns? And this singing is so hard to swallow. Can you hear me, Grace? What's going on?
Lost girls, you all love your lost girls. Arrested
Okay, this
that
adaptive
you can't
song system
take
is very neat.
home.
I won't say you need saving. You're not drowning, you're waving. And you two, are you dating? It's so titillating.
Bit weird.
Grace, we gotta be careful. Has he slipped something into our drinks? Spouting crap about powers. He could be dangerous. What do you think? sing it, Freddy, I hear you. We've only just met, now he's my new best friend.
And he was just a weird creeper.
And what will he want in the end?
You're lucky I got to you. There's people out there who will come for you. I've heard that you're making so much ado. You're lost and I'm trying to help.
Lost girls, you all love your lost girls. A rescue that you can take home. I sure hate to say this, but your little stray is perfectly.
I swear that Lost Girls hook is just straight out of Into the Woods.
Okay. What happens now then?
How about a solo?
Backing yourself.
You're sure about this?
Grace, I love it.
Let's see what they do. That was maybe not the greatest idea I ever had.
What are you doing? That wasn't me.
You sure?
Will you stop screwing around?
I enjoy it.
He should be avoided.
Or applauded.
Grace, who's it gonna be? Him or me? Lost girls, you all love your lost girls. A rescue that you can take home. Oh, you can see we're at home.
I see what I see, kid. Freddy has no idea, kid. You'd be far better off on your own.
I don't know about that.
Really? Now you're just being silly. Maybe the muse isn't feeling the gravity. Or do you refuse and, like ostriches, happily stick your heads in the sand? Grace, I could be your right hand. Freddy, you better.
I'm really enjoying the rhyme patterns in
Let
here.
me do what I do, or she'll sink like.
Because again, very song time.
Lost girl, I know I'm not
Those little
lost
fractional
girl.
line rhymes.
This is all new, and I don't know what to do. Should I stay with my bestie? This goat's getting testy.
Slightly cheap rhyme.
Won't be lost on my own. I'll always be home.
Yeah.
Sorry to break it to you, Pan, but I'm not abandoning my best friend.
That's your choice. Humdrum mortality.
No.
How about trusting in those who love her instead of those who want to use her?
Oh my, such drama. No matter how you employ it, Grace, this is the power of a muse. Drawing out that which lies within.
I have no real
I trust you can see how that might
plan
be
for
useful
how
in your
this is gonna go
investigation.
in terms of the choices I'm making. You know, I'm just vibing at this point. But hey, I have a skill choice. Like, I only have a limited number of them, I'm gonna take them.
I'll make them sing a song of confession.
Exactly so.
But only if they did it, right? I draw out the truth, not make them lie or do something they wouldn't.
Oh, you will be a natural at this, I can tell.
That did not
A
answer
muse
the
does not
question.
command. She evokes. She elicits. She inspires.
Look, creepo, Grace already
I mean,
told you to take a hike.
That does not
So she did.
answer the question either.
Allow me
Like,
to
you
get
can
to the
inspire
point.
somebody
For
to
all
do
your
something they
powers, you
wouldn't
still
do.
need a place to begin your search. And this I can provide. An address in the city where Calliope was staying, I do believe.
You have Calliope's address? You should have started with that.
And miss all the dancing? Nonsense.
I mean, so
Now
did we.
this,
This isn't
this I
animated
consider
as
a favor. One I hope you'll remember in future dealings.
not how it works. Okay.
That's perfect. We can look for clues there. What this Calliope was doing, who her enemies were.
I should remind you there is an element of danger. A killer is on the loose, no?
Then I'll definitely need backup.
You'll be fine. After all, what's a mortal to do that you cannot?
I don't know, can we look in two directions at once?
I can speak Hindi.
Also a good answer.
I need to find Kaz and Brian. Just tell them you're okay. If, not the other stuff.
Then I guess I'll go check this place out on my own.
So glad that's settled. I'll let you get to it. I've drinking to resume. Ta-ta.
I kind of love I've drinking to resume as a sign-off. Because really, don't we all? Let's journal. So we have new entries on these things. Annoyingly, it doesn't tell you which ones have new entries, but sure. Freddie was at the apartment when Pan arrived, so I had to tell her everything. Part of me feels bad for getting her involved, but I have to admit none of this felt quite real until I did. If anyone can figure this out, she can. Greek mythology's been a thing since 7th grade, and I'm glad she was there to back me up during the song with Pan. Sorry. Well, cool. That's doing interesting things today. Greek mythology's been a thing since 7th grade, and I'm glad she was there to back me up during the song with Pan. When we put our heads together, we can handle anything. It appears Calliope was staying in an apartment, one that belongs to Persephone of all people. Cool, we haven't learnt that yet. And it's actually not too far from mine. Could that be where Calliope was attacked? Am I crazy for agreeing to go check it out by myself? Nothing new on any of the others. Ah, yes. We didn't even want to read this one. I'm back the morning after going through the ringer, having just discovered I'm some kind of ancient muse. And guess who shows up at my apartment uninvited, poking around the kitchen like he's considering it an investment? This doll's name is Pan, and I don't know what his deal is. He's a bit too smooth, seems to know a bit too much that he isn't saying, and just happened to know where to point me, which he offered for a price, of course, that I will remind you we did not accept. This one's shady, folks. Just guess what kind of favour he's gonna want. Yeah. Let's go to the place of all of our one choices of place. Looks neat, at least.
Oh, it's open. That's not a good sign.
You already know she's dead. Like, things are going to be ominous. Because she is very much already dead.
This is Calliope's apartment? I don't know what I was expecting, but... not this. Hello? Oh, sure, Grace, good job. Just announce to the killer that you're here. I better have a look around.
Ooh. New mechanics? I mean, I shouldn't be that surprised. I've been playing this game for all of an hour. There are things. I love how we have look at guitar, drums, harp, instrument. We want to look at instrument A, instrument B, instrument C, or instrument question mark? Of course. It's a piano! It's just a piano!
Instruments in
Oh, no, instruments.
Did she play all
Plural. Oh. That was a really weird way of handling things. Chandelier. New angle on a chandelier.
After Calliope left the audition...
Are we calling that a chandelier? I don't know.
Did she phone
It's
me?
just a light
Did she
setting.
come here?
Picture of the king. Once again, I am vibing and picking
Believe it's
things
just an
as they
ironic
come to
photo
me.
of Elvis, and she wasn't like his muse, or
Or she could have just liked Elvis. Many people did. It was a whole thing. Elegant is not necessarily the word I would have used for this.
Looks like it belongs in a museum.
Does it? I am hereby informed that it is elegant and museum-worthy. This Warhol knockoff? I'm gonna go with knockoff.
Andy Warhol, yeah, that makes sense. I wonder how many celebrities she knows.
Again, other people could do these screen prints. You can't just... Anyway. Many people do. The one instrument that isn't out.
Damn, look at that. That's beautiful. How do you even get one of these?
They sell them in shops, Grace. Where did you think your band got them?
Right. These aren't... Do I inherit these as the new muse? Is that even okay to ask?
I mean, you've got the woman's soul inside you. You're probably alright.
A giant harp. Of course there's a giant harp.
It's a regular-sized harp. Like, that's the size harps come in. A giant harp would be like
I don't see anything useful
12
down
feet
here.
tall.
Maybe there's something upstairs?
Giant harp would be a harp of a size to be played by a giant. Like, this would be like a giant lyre.
Keep it together, Grace. It's just your average, everyday...
Hello?
3 muses, you know, not 9.
Okay.
Whenever they found someone who made something truly masterful or created a new art form, they'd pass on their idol on. Take a new name. See, that's how the mortals became confused. They got it wrong. Like they got almost everything about it.
So if you're watching this and want to nitpick the myths at us, don't. Well, both of the other things are stating the obvious.
What are you doing? Sitting here in the dark?
That's less obvious.
What does it look like I'm doing?
Preparing your villainous monologue?
Because that's really how it came across.
I'm grieving. For a dear friend. If I may ask, how did you find this place? And what are you doing here?
Aha! Charming response. I said charming response.
I'm looking for help.
Weird
To
that it
save
starts
my
with an
life,
option
remember?
selected, but you can't just press the
Yes,
button
I
to
should
do the
apologize
thing.
for that.
You have to
Our
unselect
ways
and
must
reselect it.
seem strange to you.
You don't need to apologize. You're the only one who really helped me.
It wasn't right, what they were doing.
Yeah, don't
It still
apologize for
isn't.
calling for us to not
I still
die.
need help.
I can't help you, Grace. I wish I could. You deserve better.
Questions. Help. Information. Personal decoration advice.
Can you tell me about Calliope?
I bet
I
that journal
barely
entry
knew
I
her,
just
but
got
she
canned.
seemed
She was a beautiful soul, if troubled.
troubled.
How was she if
Thought
not
the
troubled?
owls had lost their way. She argued with us, with all of us, that we needed to change. We hadn't spoken in years. I hadn't seen her home before today.
She owned one outfit.
I'd rather not talk about it.
Why can't you help me exactly? Pan said there's no specific rule against it.
You've already met Pan? How odd.
Yeah, he was.
It's not that I'm forbidden to help you, Grace. It's that you don't want my help.
Of course I do! You have to know more than me about almost everything!
My help will only make things worse.
How is that possible? I've been sentenced to death.
And without my help, you stand a chance of avoiding that fate.
Really love more explanation there. I could progress, but this is such a weird question.
This room is a mess. Did you do this?
Like this? It was like this when I got
Okay,
here.
so it's more of a
And
mess
you didn't
than
think
it
that was in
looked
the
like
least bit strange?
the main
I
man was
didn't think much
forgetting.
of it. I came here to be reminded of Calliope, not to search through her things.
Oh god, I didn't think of
That
people
and
stuff.
It's cleaner than my place.
Yeah, that tracks.
So you didn't mess up the room, but someone must have. There could be a clue.
Nothing that I've seen. All this mess, as you put it, is likely the result of her projects.
Her projects?
When Calliope got an idea in her head, she would obsess over it, sometimes for months, even years. I don't know what she was involved with lately, but this... for her, this is nothing.
That's not a muse, that's just ADHD.
So let me get this straight. You'll speak up for me, but you won't lift a finger to help.
You don't want me to do more.
You keep saying that, but it doesn't make any sense. If you didn't want to help, that'd be one thing. But insisting I don't want you to? Why not?
Dramatic flash as I stand up and the light glares off my abs.
I can't.
They're so shiny. Oh, only skill responses to this. So it's basically saying you're railroaded here, but you get to choose which railroad.
I can see
An
this is
hour
hard
ago.
for you, I really can. But I don't understand.
You don't know what you're asking.
Do I have to beg? For whatever reason you helped me before. My life is still on the line.
I haven't sung in centuries.
According to Pan, I can't force anyone to do anything.
No, but said you can elicit a response, which is kind of the same thing, let's be real.
Phantom pains from a missing friend, feeding thoughts, thoughts that never end. What did I do? What didn't I do? Here she is, only in your head. Long gone fights, but they're never dead. What did I do? What didn't I do?
What did you do? What didn't you do?
Cause and effect. The earth shook and my instinct was protect. She said, come, there's waves to ride. And I stayed shut inside. And that's where she and I would disconnect. Cause and effect.
You held fast. What's that about?
Stubborn me thought I'd wait her out. Usually she'd come back to me. You see, she'd return and we'd do that old dance, knowing both there was not a chance that I would change. But she never came.
Cause and effect. She dies and so you lie in bed, bereft, don't forget.
Questionable rhyme.
She said look for something new, and something might ensue. Something fresh that you did not expect.
What's that?
Cause and effect.
But I've tried.
Never with me. We haven't.
I'm going to be doing this a lot, just saying this reminds me of X song.
Let's see.
I knew you'd come around.
One of Us by ABBA. Get there in the end.
Might have gained some ground.
Also, it's just in. Troy Baker, good singer. Who knew?
Perhaps there is some change we can affect.
That hidden voice will
Love me some
always
lighthouse
play.
symbolism.
It's a song you can't erase, but you can make
Are they Fresnel lenses? I know there's a word for
for
them.
what you will do. Something
Very well, I'll help. Though I'm uncertain what you expect me to do.
Anything?
Athena called you the god of prophecy, didn't she? Isn't that telling the future?
Prophecy is the last thing you need, Grace.
Yeah, traditionally that does end badly. Like, Apollo giving women the gift of prophecy is a story that it's happened a bunch of times, and I'd tell you about what happened with Cassandra, but you wouldn't believe me.
It'd be helpful if you could explain why, exactly. This is all new to me, remember?
Yes, of course, that's true. It's so easy to forget that. To receive a prophecy is not simply to be told what might happen, it's to be told what will happen. To know a prophecy is to be bound to its outcome. Only in ignorance is one free to choose.
Yeah, but traditionally you can game prophecies a lot. Like, Legoland? Maybe? I used to know a lot more about lighthouses than I do now, because I was that child. Yeah, like, traditionally, you're bound by exactly what the prophecy says. But there are loopholes, basically always, and, you know, just because it says where you're going to end up doesn't mean you don't have some choice about how you get there. Shocking that I would be that child. I know, right? I'm so completely, you know, normal and neurotypical otherwise.
You're right, that sounds like it wouldn't be much of a help. Even to you.
Oh, I've dared prophesy too many times. To know what comes and then be unable to do anything about it.
Yeah, I get it.
Worse, prophecies are never crystal clear. Sometimes you won't understand the full meaning until it's too late.
Funny how that works. The correct question.
So you have a power you won't ever use because all it does is hamstring you.
No,
Yikes.
sometimes it hamstrings other
Welcome to
people.
my life. But there might be something else I can do to help. Come with me. There's someone I'd like you to meet.
Who is this going to be, I wonder? Makes sense, kind of making Apollo and Calliope, I would think, 'cause they're both, like, poetry is in both of their domains, even if they're not acknowledging that for
This
Apollo.
is where you live?
Oh, yes. Sometimes. And excuse the
Yeah,
mess.
no, this is a landfill.
I don't get many visitors.
Sorry, honey, but this is a landfill.
This really explains why you didn't notice anything at Calliope's apartment.
Well, don't hold back on my account, Grace.
I would. Frankly, I am.
You said I'm here to meet someone?
Ah, yes. Do you know what an oracle is?
Someone who tells...
See, I can't actually make the myth references because I didn't choose
They
smart.
serve as a channel of sorts for my powers. This allows them to offer insight, knowledge they have no earthly means to possess. There's always been one. Over the ages, no matter where I go, one manages to find me.
Because,
Meaning there's an oracle
funnily
here.
enough, they have,
There is.
you know, unexplained knowledge. That's kind of their deal.
What?
I have brought someone to see you.
How many times do I have to tell you? I'm not a magic fortune cookie.
No, you're Zimone from Strixhaven.
Oracle's my handle. And even if I was the Oracle, I'm certainly not his Oracle.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Oracle.
Well, she's got better manners than the last lady you brought here. But at least that one had a casserole. Do you have a casserole?
No.
A casserole of song.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Look, I'm sure he told you all sorts of nonsense. I use computers. I'm a hacker. That's it.
I ask very little of you, Oracle. Your help here would be...
Speaking of tropes, I really appreciate.
Fine. Get your ass
Divinely empowered atheist is very good.
Okay, so Paul brought you all this way just to see little old me. What's on your mind, sis?
First I have a health and safety question.
Do you live here?
So,
I
need to look
here,
at the
yeah.
cast list again, because...
Better here than home.
This is
She showed up one day, as the oracles do. Naturally, she is welcome to stay as long as she likes.
See the way he talks? I thought maybe he was a creep at first, but nah. Paul's aight.
Do I know her from anything?
Highest of praise.
He'd be more alright if he did some laundry.
No, but she's not particularly, but she's voice acted in everything. That tracks. She's been in a lot of things that are probably quite good and I haven't got around to watching yet. Also Overwatch. What's she in Overwatch? Anyway, this isn't important. Let's play the game.
You keep saying Paul. Do you mean Apollo?
Yeah, I know. Apollo, if that is his real name, says he's a god of prophecy, blah, 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 blah.
But you don't believe him.
Believe him? Who'd believe that? It's super weird, but he's a decent guy, so he can be Apollo if he wants, but I just can't call him that.
That is fair.
Tell me, is Apollo always so...
Yes.
Incredibly emo? Like a sack stuffed with sad?
I am standing right here.
Don't get me wrong. It
We
grows
know.
on you after a while.
Grace, surely this is not what you came for.
Oh, I don't know. It's cute watching you get all
Wait, no, I
flustered.
didn't mean flirt with him.
It's hardly productive, is it?
See, there you go again.
Ugh.
Or do we just flirt with everyone?
A different
I mean,
room.
yes, that would be on brand, I suppose.
So you're an oracle who uses the internet, huh?
Like I said, it's my handle, and yeah. It's a sweet setup, huh? Some of it's even legit.
You considered...
The parts I purchased from her,
desk.
presumably.
Bargain for, fair and square. And I keep telling you to get me an Ethernet cable.
Because
I
that
don't
does
know what that is.
not look particularly ergonomically.
It's the 21st century, Paul.
advisable.
And your 21st century Oracle needs her some download speed, okay?
Okay, but about what I need...
I'm looking for information about
Hubris?
someone
What's
named Calliope.
hubris? Oh, flirting
Can you
with
help?
literally everyone.
Oh, the lady from that apartment I
Look,
sent.
it's only hubris if you get punished for
Yeah,
it.
I've been checking that out.
What did I tell you?
I looked it up.
And
You could do the
in that
same
case,
if you learned to
sometimes
use a
you
computer.
know, going for that.
Here, hold up, I'll show you. There. The apartment was originally purchased 2 years ago by a holding company, Core with a K Enterprises.
Is that
Oh.
going to be Corey? Yep.
Oh, I see. That would be Persephone.
For those of you who didn't know, Corey is like one of the alternate names for Persephone. It literally just means the girl, but it's what she was known as in a lot of the myths. And the etymology of the name Persephone is a whole other podcast's worth of discussion. There's lots of people say it's from, what is it, Persephone, like the bringer of destruction. But that is probably not. It's a whole thing. Anyway, yeah, Corey, Persephone.
You weren't expecting that?
I wasn't aware Persephone and Calliope were friendly. Certainly not friendly enough for Persephone to give Calliope an apartment. The good news is that Persephone is easy to find. I can take you to her if you like.
I mean, historically, like, in the stories, Persephone appreciates music, so... I mean, he's often pissed about that fact, but she does.
Whatever happened to, I can't help you, Grace. I'll just make it worse, Grace.
This is a literal Greek
I
god
admit,
story.
I'm
Hubert
curious.
and flirting is baked into the setting. Yeah.
Great! We're all done now.
Thank you for your help, Oracle. Please, do try to get out from behind your screens at least once today. Perhaps go for a walk.
Shut up, Troy. You're not my real dad.
Sure, will do. Leave a tip on your way out.
This business card where it says "Bah." But first, let's seriously. I would love more like obvious tells on what you were selecting. Just flick through our journal, or stand there and go at our journal like we do. Nothing new. Freddy, Calliope. Calliope was one of 3 dolls called the Muses, the last one still living according to Apollo. Once they were his constant companions, but in the last few years they grew apart. Calliope was angry at how the dolls had lost their way, and apparently argued with everyone a lot. Which doesn't sound like the Calliope I met at all. For like 20 minutes and then she died, Grace. It's true, it means she wasn't the most popular doll, and there may be more suspects than I imagined. And then I visited Calliope's apartment. Gorgeous, filled with every musical instrument you can imagine, and memorabilia dating back, I don't know, 100 years or more. She had everything she'd ever possibly want or need at her fingertips. Is this what it means to be the Muse? Again, you're jumping to so many conclusions. Maybe stretch first. And Apollo. I went to Calliope's apartment. Who should I find there? Apollo, sitting there in the dark, in a room that had obviously been turned inside out by somebody searching for something. He says he didn't do it, and he was there mourning Calliope. They were close for a long time, it seems, but a rift began between them a couple of years ago that never quite healed. Was it a kind of rift that might lead to her murder? For one, he keeps saying that helping me will do more harm than good. What does that even mean? According to him, his prophecies lock you into your fate as soon as you hear them, which could be good or bad, I guess. Apparently they're not always 100% clear, so maybe he's right. Maybe it's better not to know. No, it just means that functionally, if a prophecy, is 100% true, but you can only work out the way in which it's true in retrospect, then it means nothing and has no effect. If it can't influence you in any way, then... Just saying. Thankfully, Apollo did have another way to help me, namely through a teenage computer whiz who lives in his dump of a home, the Oracle. Or just Oracle, as she insists that's just her handle. Found out that Calliope's apartment was owned by Persephone, so we're off to one nightclub to ask why. Anything on the others? According to the Oracle, Persephone owns the apartment Calliope was living in, so they knew each other, they were close. I guess she's next on my list of dolls to talk to, though I have a feeling she's not going to be very happy to see me. Well, let's go and find out. To Underworld, not the Underworld, just Underworld. It's engaged in a friendly rivalry with that club Dionysus runs in Wickdiv. Yes, I am going to keep referencing Wickdiv for obvious reasons.
Welcome to the Underworld.
Wow. How have I never heard of this place?
I don't know, Grace. It's a
Persephone
bit
keeps it a secret,
underground.
while still managing to draw a crowd every night. Don't ask me how. Here in the Underworld, idols can be themselves, even if they don't look human.
I'm looking forward to us doing a musical number to this kind of backing.
Do you come here often?
Oh, no. Persephone and I aren't friends.
Because I'm the god of the
Is she
sun,
friends with
and
anyone?
she's the god
Not
of being
me.
trapped
No.
underground for 6 months.
Except Calliope, apparently. If we're to find Persephone in all this, we'll need to split up. Have you considered what you'll say to her?
Yeah, I'll just do it well. I don't know what I'll say, but it'll be
I'll figure
great.
something out. I can be persuasive when I want to be.
I'm aware.
God, she
I'm
is
just
me.
not sure even you. can
Just,
sleep
yeah, I'm sure I can work it out.
Is that a challenge?
Good cocky
truth.
face.
If Persephone really was friends with Calliope, talking to you might be the last thing she wants. You need to be prepared to use your powers, as you did with me. Come find me in the crown if you need anything. Otherwise, be careful, Grace.
I mean, if you blur that G a little bit, Grace is only one letter away from Oracle. I don't know what this observation I'm making is, but you know, we'll go with it. Eros, hello. Haven't seen you before. We will immediately go and see this person. Even from behind, they look amazing. Journal entry updated, but it feels like it'll be a spoiler. Oh my god, the character designs in this game are going to kill me.
Oh. Hey. You're the new muse, aren't you?
I guess I am, yeah.
That's...
Aphrodite mentioned it.
Abu Bakr Salim, yeah.
Didn't figure I'd see you here, though.
A very good voice.
Excuse the manners. Name's Eros, god of sex.
The important answer.
Hey, did you say that you're the god of sex?
Desire.
I'm sorry, that A+ line delivery. Yeah, got me.
Really? Sensuality. Attraction. Why? Were you expecting a chubby little flying baby with a bow and arrow?
No, because that's Cupid.
I wasn't.
I actually preferred Cupid, but Pan had to be the trickster. Spread all those stupid stories.
I'm sorry.
Why? It's not your fault. Just another grudge I get to carry around forever.
How do you know Aphrodite? What, the woman who was introduced as the goddess of love and he's the god of sex? Put it together, Grace.
The god of sex at a club. Looking for someone?
Once I might have, sure. Now I'm just here to see it happen.
Oh, it's one of that kind
See
of club.
what happened.
Look out there. See all these people. The hope, the anticipation, the connections, they bounce off each other. To me, it's like lightning.
Yeah, no, I can vibe with that.
There are worse ways to spend a night out.
I used to make it happen, you know. Mortals once begged me to make it happen, to inspire true love. But now I only inspire sex. Not the same thing.
Oh yeah.
It's just as well. People should find true love the hard way. They'll value it more.
If it's inspired at will, then is it true love, really? You know, maybe a semantic thing.
You know Aphrodite, right? I only met her the once.
Sure, she's my mother. You know how it is.
How would I know? New year, remember?
Right.
Yes,
right,
how
I'm
would you
sorry.
imagine that love was the mother of sex?
But you hear a lot of idols talk about each other like that. You know, mother, brother, sister, grandfather. None of us are actually related. We just played a family for so many centuries. It may as well be true.
And thus we get to sidestep a lot of uncomfortable questions. Aphrodite is your mother, but we mean that in, you know, a kind of capital M, drag mother kind of way, don't we?
So Aphrodite is your mother, but not really.
In a mother
That's right.
kind of way.
A long time ago, she took care of me when I needed
Yep.
taken care of. Immortals, they
Yeah, that
just assumed.
Yep, that's the drag mother way.
These days, well, it's not like that anymore. We're not as invulnerable as we
What
used to be.
ridiculous house name do you both use?
Least of all, Aphrodite.
Get involved in people's problems.
You seem a little distracted. Is everything okay?
Of course it is. Sure. Not obvious, huh? Truth is, I don't come here that often. It was hard to get away. I just... Nope. Never mind.
Even idols have their bad days, huh?
Bad weeks, bad months, bad centuries. Who am I talking to? You're the one with your...
Yeah, we all went there.
Here's the thing. I'm looking for Persephone, but I can't find her anywhere.
Well, I know where she is, but I question whether she'd be happy to see you.
Well, let's find out.
I like you, but Mother
See?
told me what
Capital M,
happened
Mother.
before us. I don't want to cause trouble with Persephone.
She's that scary, huh?
It's not that I'm scared.
I mean, you saw her.
Maybe a little. You haven't been around long, but once you have, you'll learn that idle grudges are forever.
I don't know Persephone well, but considering what I do know, I don't blame you.
I know it's lousy, and I'm sorry. I hope I can make it up to you someday.
Okay, but the real important question here about the whole becoming an idol thing is... when do I get to choose my one cool outfit I'm in forever, or is it this one that I happened to be in when she died? And if so, what the hell were you doing when the last Eros died?
I'll see you around.
Count on it.
Good delivery. Got time for at least one more. Hermes, I like you.
Whoa, you're here. I mean, you gotta be somewhere, but you're here.
I am
Hello,
certainly
Hermes.
somewhere, that is.
Sorry about running off on
ontologically
you back
true.
at the thing. Didn't really have a choice, but sorry anyway.
You're not much like the other idols, are you?
No? I haven't been an idol very long. Maybe like a year? I lost track. So, I'm not the one to ask about the idol stuff. It's all cool, but mostly I do whatever Athena asks. Athena says, one day I'll sit on the chorus. That'll be sick. Can you
People in
imagine
charge
me
always say
in
that,
charge?
don't they?
Why not? Maybe you can shake some dust off the other idols.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a lot of dust.
You're right about that.
I don't think Athena would let me clean anything anyway. She won't even let me touch her spear.
Ladies.
You've only been an idol for a year? How did that happen?
Probably same way it did with you.
The old Hermes died in your arms and then they accused you of his murder?
No. Well, yes. I mean, no, not like that. But yeah. I was there when he died. We were friends, and
far too
I was having
excited
trouble
about
at
that
home,
fact.
and he helped me out. I miss him.
Why do you call yourself Hermes? I mean, I don't call myself Calliope.
Yeah.
You might eventually.
Yeah, there we go.
I doubt it.
Most idols do. Not everyone, though, so I don't know, maybe not you.
I mean, they said, like Apollo said about the muses all taking new names, so, you know. And they were all named after abstract concepts, so grace fits.
When Calliope died, you were right there, within moments. How did you know?
I told you. I got word, so I came.
But how did you get word?
Look, when an idol dies, I have to be there, so I just know. It's a Hermes thing.
It works because it does, shut up.
To take the body, clean up the blood, that sort of thing?
Oh, that too, yeah. But that's on Athena's orders.
To keep the idols secret?
Sure. Can you imagine the questions? I don't know how we hide so well as it is.
Is it because you all have magic powers?
This is
just
probably a
thought.
stupid question, but... Do you know who might have killed Calliope?
Ugh, why would I know anything about that?
I don't know, magic powers.
When you came to the apartment, it seemed like you knew her.
Oh no, I only met her once. She didn't live with the rest of the idols or hang out with us very much. She seemed nice though. Angry, maybe. But I don't know who'd want to hurt her.
How was she angry?
Pissed off. But
How?
more because she
That's a
cared
weird way
about
of phrasing
everyone
that.
too much not to be. I don't know, that's what I thought anyhow. I'm probably wrong.
I mean, or possibly not.
Do you know if Persephone is here? I need to talk to her.
Or maybe you did it.
Oh, you're serious. Why would you want to talk to Persephone? Nobody ever wants that. One time, I laughed too loud near her, and she threatened to ban me from the club. I don't want to be banned. I like it here.
That'd be a good twist if it was Hermes doing it as just kind of, yeah, became an idol last year because I killed the old Hermes. And I'm, you know, in the middle of hunting all the gods. That would be neat. And if I've just spoiled the entire story for myself, go me, I'm a wizard.
Is Persephone really that bad? Why do the idols put up with her?
We're like family, and Persephone is that really mean aunt that nobody wants to invite. Don't tell her I said that. She keeps a list. It's a thing.
What is she, Chris
Okay,
Jericho?
I asked.
Whew! Man, just the thought of talking to Persephone gives me goosebumps. Blech.
We'll see you around?
If you die, then for sure. But, don't die.
Good sign off. You know what? I can do another thing. Good art. Love that for you. Hello, everyone.
As I live and breathe, if it isn't our dear muse.
Hi.
Have you decided to leave troubles behind and join us in the land of shadows and revelry?
Which is surprising, given that most of the work is being held on it. Like, held? That's not the word. Handled is where I was going, by a much more powerful machine. But I don't think it was affecting anything other than my camera. So I'll take it. I mean, it obviously didn't affect the game, and I don't think it affected the streaming of it. But hey, tell me if it did.
I should thank you
Never admit.
for the address.
Never admit
It's
you
what
owe God.
led me here.
No need to thank me. You'll owe me.
Hey, we're acknowledging that he's the
How
sun
you
god.
managed to stir the sun god from his oh so tiresome gloom, I cannot imagine. Nicely done.
Did you know
what I
Apollo
asked.
would be at that apartment?
However would I know something like that?
See, you play innocent, but I just don't believe you.
Flatterer.
Sure,
I'm
let's
guessing
go
it's
with
a
that.
total coincidence that I'm running into you here.
It must be. The alternative would be that I knew a great many things ahead of time.
Well, did you?
Do I look like an oracle? I am here to listen to thrilling music and meet delicious people. My tastes are simple.
Uh-huh.
Speaking of simple tastes, my glass is empty again.
I mean, you don't need to be an oracle to see these things coming. You just need to, you know what people are like.
I assume you're a regular at this club?
And
I feel
why
like I'm glitching a
would
little
you
when I
assume that?
choose dialogue options.
The horns, you. Do you know Persephone well?
There is no knowing Persephone well. She won't have it. Not anymore.
Not anymore?
Long ago, we were all very different. Over the span of ages, however...
Long ago, we were all very different. You're not special.
The things you say, the things you don't say.
don't think he was trying
You don't make
to.
yourself seem trustworthy. You know that?
Trust is for the weak and the penniless.
Still not helping.
Why, Grace? Are you assuming that I, Pan, am some sort of...
I don't know, like...
scoundrel?
Anyone who wears their tie precisely that amount of disheveled. See, I know I said flirt with everyone, and, like, I'm a big fan of Pan's voice, and this performance is great, but also he was like, Lamau, are you sleeping with your roommate? Wouldn't that be titillating? Which,
It's more that I'm stating it outright.
Rejected twice in a row. How will I ever recover from such insult, I ask you?
Uh-huh.
I don't know what to tell you, Grace. Even
Okay,
an
well,
idol
I
needs to
need-
get by.
You must know why I'm here, right?
Let me
No,
guess.
sir.
You seek our sweet-natured proprietress.
Can you help me find her?
Earlier I wasn't good enough, but now, I see how it is. By all means, I'd love to tell
Maybe don't phrase it
Persephone
like
that
that.
the source of her rage has intruded on her
Skill
domain.
option.
What if I asked you really nicely and batted my eyelashes?
Like so, but we
like
can't
so?
animate it.
Oh no. Not my one true weakness.
I could also
good?
flatter you. Tell you how shiny your
Our
horns
shiny
are.
horn's good.
All right.
I don't know my
right.
good health.
Never let it be said that flattery gets one nowhere. Let me know when you're ready, and I'll take you to Persephone.
I really appreciate it.
Do keep that in mind
Okay.
after you've spoken to her.
We'll do that, but we'll do that after the break. Because I need to, as ever, go and get water and move. And all those good things, you know. And also run some ads, because Twitch wants me to do a capitalism, which is a less good thing, but I get paid. So I'll take it. But yeah, so, all of you out there, you know, also get yourself some water, get a snack, take your meds if you need to. This is a reminder. You know, get up, move around, give somebody a hug. You know, don't have your tragic love die in a mysterious murder. I don't recommend it. Where is this segue going, Emma? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so love to you all. Let the ads run if you can, and I will be back in a few minutes. And we're back. Hello everyone, sorry for these slightly longer than expected. Wait, I was defending Shooty Gat was sartorial honour to a bunch of LARPers because I live a very normal life. Well, before we go in and talk to Persephone, let's go and check in with Surfer Dad. Well, he looks like he's just chilling. Opposite of
I
chilling.
thought this would be easier, but it's as if Persephone left instructions to thwart me. Every staff member I approach
Maybe it's
screams
because you're
and runs.
really not in the aesthetic.
I hope your search has been more successful.
You don't come here often, I'm guessing?
Never. I'm sure Persephone only sent the membership as a formality. I doubt she thought I'd ever use it.
Don't you ever have fun? No drinking or dancing in Apollo Land?
Once. When I had the muses.
Once as in once upon a time, or once as in precisely once, I had fun and I hated it. Anyway, flirt.
I'm a muse now.
Flirt badly.
I can keep you company.
And yet successfully.
Nothing would make me happier. But you do have a predicament.
Although, let's be real, Greek gods do not have a history of being difficult to flirt with, exactly.
It might help if I knew more about Persephone.
It couldn't hurt.
There's a very long
What would you
part
like
of my
to know?
childhood when I thought it was pronounced Persephone. This is not necessarily relevant, but oh, hello, you are a big lad. Sorry, I just got distracted. There's a... I have no clue when you got in here. There's a cricket on my headphone cable. Sorry, this is not important news, but hey. Hey, little guy. You want to just hang tight for an hour until I'm done with the stream? Yeah, you'll be fine. Okay, yeah, I'm easily distracted. Who knew?
What's Persephone's story? Her name rings a bell, but I don't
No doubt you've heard the tale of how Hades, lord of the underworld, kidnapped a young sweet goddess and made her his wife.
No doubt you've heard this. Why are you thinking
That
she's
sweet
no
young
doubt
goddess
heard it?
was
Sorry, I'm just getting a picture of this
Persephone.
bug.
Her mother, Demeter, was so enraged she blanketed the world in ice, rendering it barren and infertile.
Said
Zeus
bug has
was
just
forced to act.
Sorry about
He
this.
decreed
I
that
am going to
Persephone
pause
would
for a
be
second
shared
while I
with
get rid of this bug because it just fell on my mouse. Come on. Back in a moment. Sorry about that. I tried to get him to leave, at which point he took offence, flew off into the depths of my room, I know not where. So I think now he's just the stream mascot. No, Daniel, you already have a job title. Daniel already has several job titles. I don't know where I'm going with this bit. Let's carry on.
Demeter in Hades, and thus the
Resolved.
matter was resolved. Well, you asked. That's her story, as the moral
Okay,
story.
but you've already been over how basically all the stories are wrong, so...
So tell me, how much of Persephone's legend is true?
Well, let's see. Hades did kidnap Persephone. That certainly did happen. The idols almost went to war over it until Zeus intervened and ordered Hades and Persephone to wed. That quieted
Fair.
things. At least until Persephone killed Hades.
The important question.
So Hades just kidnapped her, and that was okay? Does this stuff happen a lot with the idols?
Not since the days of the Titans, which I barely remember. It was the first time one idol had killed another. I'd like to say we handled it well. That Zeus and the idols were mindful of
course
what
it would.
Persephone had
It's
been through.
Zeus.
That would
Zeus
be
has
all.
never been mindful in his
Persephone
life,
was
and he's not allowed to
punished
start.
for the murder. The underworld taken from her. And we all stood by and let it happen. She has never forgiven us. And honestly, I can't blame her.
If I were her,
Some of
I'd
these
be
line
mad at you
reads are
all, too.
extremely good.
Then you understand why things are difficult between us.
Wait, Persephone killed another idol.
Oh, long time ago, yeah.
What about all of Athena's rules? Wouldn't Persephone have been, I don't know,
Executed?
Every
The murder
rule
of
means
Hades is
somebody else
probably
broke it in
why
the
we
past.
now have that rule.
That's how it works.
Back then, we heard Persephone had usurped Hades' throne, but we couldn't believe it. It just wasn't done. Now, of course, I look back and think we should have seen it coming. Oh, the benefit of hindsight.
why didn't you see it coming? You're the god of prophecy.
When I look,
Can't fail if you never try. This is the moral of Apollo. The Apollo, Morello? I don't know. This is the Morello cherry.
So what happened to Persephone after...
I mean,
The
most
murder.
of us survive murders that we do.
she survived, like the rest of us. She got older, and when we came to the New World, I think she would have left us if it was allowed. It isn't, so instead she did as she pleased.
Hashtag good for her.
Started a cult, became a crime boss.
Oh, what?
It was after her last transition, but honestly, I have no insight.
Okay, can we
into
unpack the word
Persephone.
transition, perhaps? Just, you know. We'd quite like to know.
I thought she was just mad at me, but everyone seems afraid of Persephone.
Noticed that, did you? Persephone's angry
And
with
that's
everyone,
fair.
and has been for a very long time. I've told you why. But it's more
I
than
mean,
that.
surely that just means it's exactly that, but
She
for
does
longer.
not let go of a grudge. 1,000 years could pass, and Persephone will remember what you did like it was yesterday.
I found someone who will bring me to Persephone.
Finally! I'll be right behind you.
You're coming with me? But I thought...
She seems even
Might be able
angrier
to
with
mediate,
you
and if
than
not,
she is with
you
me.
know, fun.
I might be able to mediate.
Wait, we can
We'll
talk to
see,
him
I
again.
guess.
Why can we talk to him again?
Are we not going to see Persephone?
I have, I'm
thought
just
you
being annoying.
found a way to her.
I should get going.
Okay, we can talk to Apollo
Persephone
again.
awaits.
Right behind you.
Okay.
Are we not going to see Persephone? I
skip
thought
dialogue?
you found a way to her.
Okay,
I should
X.
get going.
Good to know.
Persephone awaits.
Look, Dark Souls rules. Always talk to everybody until you've exhausted their tree. Also, let's see. We've got a bunch of journal things recently. Nothing new on Friday. Makes sense. This scrolls very slowly. No. Hermes. I ran into another Northern Hermes at the Underworld. I'm pretty sure they didn't follow me there. They were just vibing. You know, for an old doll, they don't seem that bad. Yeah, I'm totally calling them as the villain. Just putting it out there. Do you believe Hermes has only been an idol for a year or so? They talk a lot about the old Hermes, so I guess they must have gone through something like me. They were there when the old Hermes died and his eidolon passed on to them. How often does that happen, I wonder? Answer one question at least, about how they showed up at the apartment so quickly. Apparently when an idol dies, Hermes has to be there. Whoever Hermes is at the time, I guess. They were kind of closed-mouthed about it, but they just know. Strange story, but what else is new? Nothing new about Aphrodite. Anything new listed about Apollo? No. I note how Oracle doesn't get her own page on here. According to the Oracle, we did that. Apollo gave me the lowdown on Persephone. Apparently the whole story about how she was kidnapped by Hades, Lord of the Underworld, is more or less true. He made Persephone his bride against her will, and the other idols did squat to stop it. What the other stories don't mention is how she later killed Hades and took his throne, only to have that throne taken away by the other idols as punishment for the murder. Persephone's pretty pissed about it still, and honestly, who wouldn't be? Pan? I actually ran into Pan again at the Underworld, just by coincidence, so he says, hanging around in the very places Tib eventually led me to. Granted, the Underworld is his kind of place, but what are the odds? Good. Pan agreed to help me find Persephone, who either didn't know I was at the club or was avoiding me. This place is huge. And this time he didn't even ask for anything in return. I just had to bat my eyelashes at him and say, pretty please. I mean, he's still going to say it was a favour and that you owe him. That's... Have you ever talked to gods or men? Oh, and we now get a page for Eros. I met Eros, the god of sex, just hanging around in the Underworld, looking like a Turkish wrestler taking a quick break from his BDSM dungeon. And it's a look. He was nice enough, if kind of wrapped up in his own problems. Hardly seemed the killer type, but what do I know? Increasingly, obviously, not a lot. Anyway, let's go talk to it's... Hello? Hey! For some reason, until I pressed A, it did not let me select a thing. Xbox, are you okay? Xbox? I think I have an invisible cursor. What is going on? Why can I not select things? Okay, cool. That's... Really hope that that saved recently. Okay, now it is operating normally. That was really strange. I was just getting ready to do voices. No, this is fully acted. It's a whole thing. What? She's standing at a bar. In the club, in her kimono with the fluorescent detailing. And she's like 6'4". How could you not find her on your own, Grace? She was like 20 feet away.
If you're angry with anyone, Persephone, be angry with me. It was I who...
I will deal with you later. I was willing to leave you be, Grace. To wait until your guilt was certain. And yet here you are, in my domain, uninvited. Why? Are you here to beg for mercy? Are you here to challenge me?
They really were going for maximum bisexual panic with this, weren't they? Meet front with front.
What is your problem with me exactly? You've had it in for me the moment you saw me.
My problem?
Having it in for someone the moment you saw them is
my problem
valid
is
when
that
you
I'm
think they are a
filled with
murderer?
Questions, Grace. Filled to the brim. Do you really expect us to believe that Calliope chose you? What's the real story? Did you stumble across her as she lay dying and desperate? Are you an accident? Did you learn what she was? Did you torture her, hold her at the point of death until she agreed to hand over her Eidolon?
Persephone, this isn't...
That's my problem, Grace. With you.
Okay. If
And
it's
you
a
can't make
matter
it
of
go away.
needing to needing to hand over their Eidolon rather than it just floating into whoever's nearby when they die. How do they think she usurped it? How would it be possible to usurp that? Nah, we could ask Apollo for help, but we're a strong, independent muse who don't need a man.
You knew Calliope.
We all knew Calliope.
She was staying at your apartment.
You knew her. Better than I or anyone else suspected.
Are you implying that I had something to do with her death?
Prove you didn't. That's how idols work, isn't it?
Or not I don't know. Oh.
You hear that?
This game
You're
was
in my house,
absolutely
little
made by other people who'd
You want
red-lipped it too
answers?
much, wasn't it?
Fight for them.
Oh, we don't get to do this to the EDM that was happening? But on the other hand, this is Mary Elizabeth Glynn doing Broadway things. I'm here for it.
Go home, little girl. The shadows drawing near, and you all alone. We both know how this ends. Let's see how far she bends. We all know how this ends.
Hope everyone's having a great night. I guess I'm this evening's sacrifice.
Oh, what's that sound like?
But I'll see what I can do. You deserve a good show. Big hand for your usual MC. She's planned a brutal takedown just for me. Hopefully I'll last a couple rounds.
This is
You deserve a good
weird playing to the audience.
My, we caught a butterfly, such a delicate thing. What a find, I hope she doesn't mind when we pull off her wings. Maybe you don't know who I am. Maybe you don't know who I am.
Why would I come here to start a brawl?
Good to know we can control the lighting.
Time is all. If it's true that I'm just lost and small, why are you keeping your guard up?
Oh man, you stole that from
I don't know why we needed that shot of him just hey.
No, you, no point of view, kid, people have paid. We have seen a whole
just a rap battle, but the jazz version.
Then I guess you've heard it all before. Gave it my best and then you slammed the door. Raises the question, who else you'd ignore? Stay in the dark and fight your endless war.
She just won't die.
Certain you can't be surprised anymore.
Come on, kid, scram.
You know, there's someone else that I speak for.
Still don't know who I.
Do you hear that?
Calliope.
She had something to say. Would you turn her away?
Please don't do this.
I don't think aggressive is necessarily what we need right now.
Woken up in you. Remember the other thing that she could do? Here we go.
Just square brackets, sings, full stop. Very funny to me.
On the left now. Had you forgotten how to listen to all of the songs out there you never knew? Every night they come in here.
Dance and stamp your feet as your skin rots off in sheets.
Skill choice.
You'll be back at my door. Deep below the floor.
Just come here to forget how it ends.
Make you sing like this for hours.
That's what I can do.
You're all being bullied by her powers.
That's not what I'm into.
You think that all these people are your fans.
I was thinking that
You're playing them and they don't understand.
Stop.
Hear that? Silence. When he dragged me down there, that's all I heard. Not a single protest, not a word.
I mean no disrespect.
And instead of despair,
I'm here for your help.
killed him right there.
I'm stepping down. This is your crown. If you're here, make a sound. Not a
Lost little girl.
She's your queen.
Will she appreciate pandering? Who can say? That's a really weird shot of Pan.
Well, you won.
So it appears. If what you told the chorus is true, why do you think Calliope came to you that night?
Maybe she thought I could help her. She must have been nearby when whatever happened.
Probably not, but
I see.
I didn't take
All
clever
right,
in
Grace.
school, so I couldn't
Come
take
with me.
the choice of clever.
Calliope came to me years ago. She'd grown tired of arguing with the idols, tired of being branded a troublemaker. She couldn't watch the idols wither away without a fight. I knew how she felt. So I gave her the apartment.
How many people are we going to see cosplaying Persephone, or like any character out of this, but mostly Persephone at cons? Come on.
So you must know better than anyone what she's been up to.
As in,
Not
as though I
exactly.
don't already dress like Grace to cons.
Calliope and I
accidentally.
haven't spoken for at least 2 years. After I heard the news, I went to the apartment and turned
Okay,
it
well, that answers that
upside down.
question.
I had to know the truth.
That was you?
I didn't find anything. Nothing to say what she had been involved with, or gotten into, or who she might have been fighting with.
Wait, no.
I don't know. That sounds suspicious.
I hoped I could
I didn't
find
mean she
evidence,
sounds suspicious.
something
Anyway.
that made sense. But no, it was only you.
I made sense?
At the time, but
Why, thank you.
now that I've seen how
I mean, I
clever
didn't pick
you
clever,
are,
but sure.
I'm beginning to wonder if Calliope didn't choose you after all.
I'm not
If
clever.
it
I'm
wasn't
sharp.
Grace, that means someone else was behind
It
Calliope's
says so on the
death.
character sheet.
Someone who could keep their involvement hidden.
One of us.
Does it have to be an idol? You thought I
We did
killed
invent
Calliope.
guns.
Couldn't it have been some other mortal?
Despite how we might look, it's not a simple matter to kill an idol.
And why
It was
did
difficult enough to believe you had done it. If another mortal killed her, they somehow escaped detection. We found nothing, no evidence of a battle.
You looked?
Of course we looked. What do you think was happening while you waited? If Calliope was attacked elsewhere, even magic revealed no trace of it.
Yeah, I want to know more about the system here. Why do we sound so disbelieving?
Did you say magic?
You can battle me through a song in a world of your own creation.
What she said.
And yet magic is beyond belief?
Well, sure. I just thought...
We have our powers just as you have yours.
I can grow a field of corn like nobody's business.
Some would say our powers are also magic, but true magic is a different and older power. Hecate's domain.
And it was of no use here.
We shouldn't rule it out. We haven't tried everything.
Hecate, also goddess of quizzes. Which is a thing I'm making true because it makes sense in a very niche way.
Did Calliope have any enemies? The way you talk about her, she must have. What? What am I missing?
Calliope had a way of making people angry. She could
I didn't pick that skill.
Argumentative.
Yes, but enough to make enemies who wanted her dead?
Not that you or I know of, apparently, but that doesn't mean they didn't exist.
I mean, it's the classic twist.
What about Athena? She seemed awfully insistent on declaring me guilty, don't you think?
Athena?
Which is exactly why it
No,
would work.
Athena follows the rules.
Well...
Athena has one goal, and one goal only. To protect the idols. And that included Calliope. She'll eventually drive us all mad with her vigilance,
Well.
but break her own rules? I don't see it.
For all I know, either one of you could have done it, and you're just playing along.
Apollo is capable of many things.
Or maybe he's
Lying?
really good at it.
He was never any good at it.
Whereas we know how capable you are of murder.
Okay, this
The
isn't...
one and only god I killed?
Grace nothing. I should be called Ares.
Right. Sorry I brought it up. What about Pan? He showed up at my place out of nowhere, right after I left the chorus.
He did
Keeps telling
what?
me journal entry
I wonder
updated.
what his angle is.
He has one.
And just
that's
when I'm,
for certain.
like,
Though I've never
doing
thought of
dialogue choices to get more dialogue.
It would be to...
Maybe I should pay more attention to those. I don't
Still,
know.
we should consider the idea. For him to show
I mean,
up
he
so
does
quickly
seem
is... odd.
Couldn't we go to Athena with this? If you've changed your minds and you're both part of the chorus...
Athena would be sympathetic, but
Roman, not Greek.
the die has been cast.
She won't go back on the edict, not without clear evidence.
Oh, now you want evidence.
She
Or
acted on
none
the
of it.
information she had. If we want to sway her, we need something better.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do. You know the idols. Don't you have any ideas?
I told you I wouldn't be of much help, Grace.
Did you now? That's unsurprising. When are you ever of help to anyone but yourself?
Says the woman who forced Grace
I mean,
to
that sounds
challenge
very
her
Greek
rather
god.
than answer a simple question.
Calliope died, Apollo. Calliope, who came with us all the way from the old world.
You think I don't know that? Are you forgetting what the Muses meant to me?
Please, both of you. None of this will help Calliope. I know you both miss her. I know you cared about her, but she's
I'm
not
literally
completely
holding the
gone.
woman you loved so.
A piece of her is
That
in
makes
me.
it better?
She
Question
came
mark?
to me for help, and I don't want to die any more
Again,
than she did.
Sound mixing on this is a little questionable. Duet time. Well, I mean, lots of them were duets, but not duet.
And you were doomed to.
Calliope, blinded by fire, one match did you strike that consumed.
She had another outfit back in the 20s.
done to earn such a fate? You are blinded.
God of the sun hides from his own eyes. What would you know?
This is exactly the kind of song fight I am all about.
You say that you knew her, she was family to us, yet you don't hesitate to accuse her. Oh, queen without a throne, go bitter with fury. Not everyone seeks to betray you.
Stop this! There is something missing, we're blinded to.
Yes, there's more to seek.
Apollo, your help is not needed here.
Again,
Go
this is really
ahead
reminding me of a
and
particular
abandon
tune.
How could you throw that gauntlet at me? Could your heart shrivel?
I feel like there should have had a rhyme there.
abandon me to
Of
a terrible fate.
You replay your injuries
It's
till
far
it's
too
too
late.
late.
You know how far I bent before I
trapped.
snapped.
This is not about you. Enough! This helps no one.
There he is, God of the sun.
Apollo, for my sake, take a deep breath. I need your help, not your anger. These old wounds, they distract and blind you. You can't see yourselves.
He doesn't know what's important.
And you do?
I am a simple creature.
Follow him or stay.
That was weird.
Now that Apollo isn't sucking all the oxygen out of the room, perhaps we can get somewhere.
Was all that really necessary? His reaction wasn't great, but you
It's Greek myth.
Okay.
Everybody's a
It
dick.
wasn't my finest moment, but you saw how he transformed. Apollo likes to pretend he's not the man he used to be, but behind that sad facade lurks exactly the lout I remember. I'll admit the problem you present is...
Speaking of which, have we washed our hands yet?
If an idol is behind Calliope's death, they're clever. I need time to formulate a plan.
You've decided to help me then? I wasn't sure you would.
I've already admitted that Calliope might actually have chosen you. Don't push your luck.
Oh, I didn't mean...
You have fight in you. You've taken quickly to the Muse's powers. It's possible that she saw the potential. So yes, I'll help you. If, however, this has all been a desperate deception... Well...
I mean, there's a solid chance you're going to murder me anyway. Yes, flirt with terrifying women.
I like this better than fighting with you. Way better.
Helping you rather than wanting you dead, you mean?
You seem like a woman who gets what she wants.
These days, yes.
Then I'd really rather have you on my side.
And it instantly works. We are that charming.
I have to ask, is Athena really not an option? She wouldn't see what you see? At all?
She might. Athena's no fool. She sees everything in terms of risk. Anything with the slightest chance of being a danger to the idols will not be tolerated.
Sorry, I'll just need to stretch. My muscles are very aware that I've been sitting in a weird position for 2.5 hours.
In this scenario, I'm the unacceptable risk?
At worst,
Again.
a murderer. At best, a usurper.
I have to be a usurper?
They
I
need to
can't
work
just be
out
a
their world building there.
happy accident?
In Athena's world, there are only
Like,
dangers.
how can you usurp it if it's something that has to be given?
What should I do while you're formulating?
Please don't turn that into a flirt.
I don't like sitting on my hands.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Alright.
If you wish to keep busy,
Got it.
burn down the city, start a revolution, become
It's
a
going there
terror
anyway.
the likes of which mortals only dream.
Oh.
Really?
No, Grace. Go home. Be patient. When you see me next, I'll have a better idea of what to do.
And then we did. Hey, we did an act. We have acted. And we got an achievement for going with Persephone.
Hey, Freddy. Have you been waiting up this whole time?
Yeah? A goat man sends you off into the night. Your life is on the line. And I'm gonna, what, sleep? What if you were taken
Sound
prisoner?
mixing.
Kept in a cave by a cyclops, or I don't know, turned into a tree. I was worried
But
sick.
with everyone. Except
You
Pam.
were worried about me? Aw.
Well, you're my best friend in the whole
Keep
world.
thinking that poster
Grace.
on the wall says Django Django. We're a
Plus,
different
you know,
band.
what would the band do?
Right, the band. Where are Kaz and Brian anyway?
I told them you were fine, which isn't a lie, because technically you are. Now tell me everything that happened. Huh. Persephone runs a club called the Underworld.
So on the
That's
nose,
a
no
little
one would
on the
ever
nose.
suspect it.
I wouldn't suggest saying that to her face.
And you ended up staying with her instead of Apollo?
You are seeing the appeal.
Oh, Grace, she sounds a little volatile.
She has her reasons. I just hope I don't end up on her bad side again.
You'll figure your way out
Oh,
of
as
it.
you know.
You're still you.
I am still me. That's true.
So what are your options? You need to go back to Persephone at some point?
I could go back to Apollo's as well. Make sure he's not sore about what happened.
The sound leveling.
Oh, and,
I
there's
keep
this.
going on about this, but
Pan
it's
left
very
a card. Says,
distracting.
Come by Olympus. I doubt he means the mountain in Greece.
I just spoke to him at the Underworld. If he wanted something, why didn't he just
Yep.
talk to me there?
Because he's creepy and wants to get you alone?
Still not a fan?
You know how some people just set your teeth
That's
on
probably
edge?
fair.
That's Pan. I can't help it. But it doesn't matter. I said I'd help, and that's what I'll
I
do.
don't know.
You can
Telling
count on
your
me,
best.
Grace.
Thanks, Freddy.
The muse? Oh, the embodiment of inspiration.
Wow.
Can you believe it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
kinda.
telling your best friend to stay away from the creepy weirdo is helping. Hate to tell you. Anyway, let's look at our journal. We had some things. Freddy was at the apartment when... No, we did that. And of course, Freddy was waiting up when I got back from the underworld. She apologised for how things went down with Pan during the song, but honestly, I get it now. My power draws the good and bad out of people, and I don't always get to choose which it'll be. At any rate, it's good that I have Freddy at my side during all of this. This scrolls very slowly. Apparently, after years of arguing with the dolls and making everyone angry, Calliope finally left Olympus, and that's when she became friends with Persephone, who gave her the apartment. However, Persephone says they haven't spoken in 2 years, so she doesn't know what Calliope's been doing lately either. I stressed that weirdly, anyway. Nothing new on Hermes. Nothing new on Aphrodite. Apollo, you've been involved. Wow. Seeing Apollo and Persephone biting each other's head off was really eye-opening. Do all the dolls hold grudges against each other like this? So it's no wonder one of them got murdered. Apollo brought me to see Persephone, but who do you think almost tanked the entire thing? That's right, he did. Got all big and angry like he was about to start hurling thunderbolts at a different god, and stormed out to the underworld like an angry child. Still can't believe it. What do you think? Persephone laughed when I asked if Athena might be a suspect, like the suggestion was ridiculous. Athena's entire existence is based on protecting the dolls, and apparently she'd never break her own rules. She sounds so fun. But hey, Persephone. When I finally met Persephone at her nightclub, she almost immediately challenged me to a song duel. Which I let her win, of course, and I think she knew it. She knew it. Thus, she finally answered my questions, even if it didn't mean much. She gave Calliope the apartment, sure, but because Persephone felt sorry for her. They haven't spoken in maybe 2 years. Seems like the dolls do this a lot. Things got ugly between Apollo and Persephone pretty quickly until Apollo stormed out and I let him go. I mean, sure, 2 minutes before, Persephone wanted my head on a platter, but now she was willing to help. Isn't that what he brought me here for? So, she's my new ally now, I suppose. She says that if an Uldal is really behind Calliope's death and was able to cover up their involvement, finding them might be difficult. Which, you know, great. Neither Apollo nor Persephone seems to consider Pan much of a suspect. He's not a murderer, according to them, even though his sudden involvement is really suspicious. Okay. I like how, also, I should talk to Persephone, or go see what Pan wants. Or a secret third thing we've also given you. Let's go. Simple creature.
Oh, back already, are you? It's just as well. I've asked around, called in some favors, just enough to get an idea of what all the idols are currently up to. Much as I'm loath to admit it, I'm back to thinking Pan may be a prime suspect after all.
Why Pan? I thought you'd rejected him as a suspect.
I did. It doesn't seem like his style. Pan has always preferred scheming over direct confrontation. But the thing is, how did he know about you so quickly? What does he hope to gain by sticking his nose in?
A favor or two, I guess.
Half the idols owe him a favor or two. No, he's up to something else. Until I know what it is, I can't discount the possibility that he's involved in all this.
You should know. Pan asked me to meet him at Olympus. I'm not sure why.
No, because then I wouldn't have said, not sure why.
To say what he wanted?
No. He probably wants to cash in his favor.
Huh. Yeah, that's what he does. Collect favors and then use them to gather even more favors. To what end, I dare not guess.
Maybe that's what went wrong with Calliope.
Some of the compositing on this is a little
favor she wouldn't repay.
Or something she'd discovered and refused to conceal. Now, that would be just like her. You should go ahead and see what Pan wants. It might be useful.
Just throw caution to the wind, huh?
If you weren't throwing caution to the wind, you would not still be talking to this woman.
I want to send you to a party, Grace. One Aphrodite is holding. She and Eros know Pan perhaps...
There's your euphemism. I want to send you to a party with Aphrodite.
Find out what he's really up
Hey.
Why a party?
He lives for the
Couldn't
party.
I just go wherever she lives and ask her?
You could, but if you go to this party, she'll be grateful. She holds it from time to time and always asked Calliope to attend, but Calliope never would. You can put two and two together. A grateful Aphrodite might be willing to tell you what Pan is really up to.
You know Aphrodite better than I do. Can't you talk to her?
She and I don't get along.
No, because she's the goddess of love and I'm the goddess of spousal abuse.
Even more intensely than that. I once said some things about her husband. They were true, but unwelcome. Suffice it to say, if I showed up at Aphrodite's party...
Why did you insult Hephaestus? He makes all your stuff.
Last thing on her mind.
I still have that invitation from Pan. Maybe it'd be easier if I just went to see him.
You should do both. Just don't
way
believe
ahead of
a
you there.
single word coming out of his mouth.
I might be able to coax some truth out of him. I can be
literally took
persuasive.
that, right?
A battle of the silver tongues, I'm sure.
One wild party with a goddess of love coming up.
It's less of a wild party and more of a somber affair.
You mean like a cocktail party?
Let me put it this way. Apollo will likely be there.
Gotcha. Expectations of fun downgraded considerably.
I feel like we could be taking this more seriously given that there's the whole, you know, execution thing. Alright, let's go see the goat. I may need to see the goat. No, huh? Oh, hey, I know that tree.
I'd say hello, Grace, but I'm afraid that look on your face might be catchy.
What does that mean?
What is this place?
It's a garden, darling. Surely even mortals have them.
This building. All those people I pass getting up here. Are they all idols?
Well, at least some of them. Welcome to Olympus, dear Grace. A home hidden away in plain sight. Marvelous, isn't it?
How many idols are there? I've met, what, less than 12?
Oh, I don't know. 20, 30. Our numbers have dwindled so much I've stopped keeping track.
Greek gods have always come in
that many gods.
wildly into it.
We're not all equally legendary, it's true. Some idols
Hardly
were barely
determined
worshipped,
numbers.
others not at all. Indeed, not all of us are idols. Some are merely immortal. Hangers-on, if you will. You'll meet them all, given time.
Idols live here? I mean, Calliope didn't, obviously. Apollo doesn't either.
One must have special dispensation from Our Lady of Wisdom, Athena, before they can take up
What
a
about my
private
flat? Can I
dome
keep my
with
flat?
the
Hey!
Am I gonna have to give him
Dear
my
Grace.
apartment?
Like that.
That's rather putting the cart before the horse, darling. First, you must outlive the week.
Right. Good point.
Yeah, but... Pan, are you that guy who, every time anybody tries to make any kind of plan, just goes, yeah, but you could die first? Because that's not, in fact, helpful, because I know I could die at most times.
I've passed this part of the city 100 times. I've never seen this building. Was it always here? Or...
Our Lady Hecate provides glamours that allow certain things to go unseen, such as my glorious horns. Olympus is the same. Those invited see it. Those who aren't see exactly what they expect. It's not anywhere as grand as in the old country, but it serves its
From the exterior of this building, it still looks like exactly what you'd expect. It's just a skyscraper in a city of skyscrapers.
I don't know, Pan. Olympus seems pretty grand
Like,
to
it's
me.
got a roof garden.
As if mortals
So do a lot of
would know
buildings.
better. This isn't the first time you've been here. I'm sure Hermes took you to Athena's dreary office.
That's here? Huh.
Good one, that Hermes. Almost as dull-witted as the original, but biddable.
You asked me to meet you here?
I did. Though I feared you might decline, considering your rather callous rejection earlier. Regardless, my pride is intact.
Again, never agreed to that.
As is the favor you owe me, which I now wish to collect.
Sound makes
sure.
sense.
I'm totally in a position to help others right now. Lay it on me.
Here's the thing. A friend has begged for my help, and you're far better suited than I to offer what he requires. I'll give you a key to reach the reliquary where he resides. You help him, and then
What is this thing he wants?
If that's not enough incentive, the reliquary is also where you'll find the lovely Hecate.
Okay, but Hecate...
A sorceress of her
that
power
makes
could
sense.
aid your
Very
quest. What do you say?
This person I'm to help. What does he want? And why can't you do it?
Well, Grace, there are some things you're better equipped to handle than I. This, as I understand it, is a delicate matter of the heart. One that requires a muse's hand.
A matter of the heart.
What, did you think I was sending you to rough someone up? Set something aflame? Don't be absurd. The man has an issue with his love life. Even if you can't help him, I'll treat the effort as
That
worth the favor.
seems dodgy as hell.
So that's it? Fix up someone's love life? Nothing trickier than that?
Oh, the way you talk, Grace. It makes me blush.
Well, it's just that...
I trade in willing favors, Grace. If I didn't, no one would want to do as
Again,
I ask. And
willing
neither would
favors.
I may seem untrustworthy, but allow me to reassure you. If I wish you harm, you will walk into that harm knowingly, and with open arms.
I'm sorry, that blue screened my brain for a few seconds. Where were we? Let's not flirt with him.
What about Calliope? Did she walk into harm knowingly and with open arms?
You tell me. I could deny it, of course, but if you choose not to believe anything I say, what's the point of asking the question?
What is this reliquary? Doesn't that have something to do with the bones of saints or something?
Not those relics. Our relics. The relics of ancient gods. Magical treasures collected over thousands of years.
That's what the Latin means.
We store them in a faraway place so no one unsavory can get their hands on them.
Unsavory like you?
Unsavory like most. Athena has decreed that these relics are not to be used by
They're making Athena sound dodgier and dodgier.
A rather dull waste of so much amassed knowledge and power, but who am I to judge? I'm not leader of the chorus.
If these relics are off limits, does that mean they're dangerous?
Some, but I'm not asking you to chase after any of that nonsense. In fact, I'd advise against it.
But what if one of those relics could help me?
My, such an adventurer you are. It's possible.
What a theft.
But ask Hecate first. She, and I mean this with complete and uncharacteristic seriousness, is not an idol you or anyone wishes to cross.
Okay, but...
This Hecate, do you think she could help me?
If she's of a mind. She is the goddess of dark magic, the creator of all our marvelous glamours. If anyone can help you, it is she.
And if she's not of a mind?
Then she won't help you. Grace, that part is up to you.
Damn it,
I
I'm
can't
agreeing with
expect
Pam.
you to do everything, can I?
I'll think about it. But no promises.
Marvelous.
I
the
know
gentleman
that
you seek is
name.
named Asterion. Lovely fellow, quite harmless.
Grace doesn't know that name
I'll
because
send
I
a
didn't
package
take
to
clever.
your domicile that contains directions and the key you'll need to reach the reliquary.
I said no promises.
Well, if you decide to go, Grace, you'll still need all those things. Say hello to darling Hecate on my behalf, will you?
So wait, it's a reliquary that contains books and is inhabited by Asterion. Are we just doing every bookcase reference at once? I swear... Did I make this game and then just have some kind of head trauma? Well, we'll find out that next time. Let's just check the journal for anything new. Anything new, anything new. These scroll really slowly. Guess Aphrodite's throwing some kind of party? Persephone thinks I should go since Aphrodite knows everyone who's anyone and might be able to help me. Being kind of vague about what the party's about, though. Should I be worried? Probably. I mean, you're dealing with Greek gods, so if in doubt, be suspicious and worried all the time. God, these scrolls so slow. Oh, this is interesting. I thought Apollo and Persephone had kind of dismissed Pam being a suspect when we were all together, but now Persephone has second thoughts. She thinks he's a schemer, and his sudden appearance was too convenient. So he's back on the list of suspects, I guess. I went to see Pan in his natural habitat this time, which it turns out is a giant garden on the roof of a magic office building. Go figure. Anyhow, he's calling in the favour I owe him and sending me someplace called the Reliquary? which I get to by using a magic key and finding a shipping container at the docks. Fix an idol's love life. Weird, but okay, I guess I assume Pan's favours would involve, I don't know, mysterious things? Illegal things? There has to be more to this. I mean, given how much he still hasn't explained, I think it counts as mysterious things. And that's all of those. But yes, that is also all we have time for today. So, I should do the wrap-up. Thanks everyone for being here. Thanks for sticking with me through all of the new tech teething issues, which, touch wood, were reasonably minimal. Yeah, if you've been watching, you know where to find me, but just in case, this is twitch.tv/Serasent, that's SERASENT, the House of Hubris, streaming every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 2 PM British time, that is 9 AM Eastern, 6 Pacific, other time zones, yeah, it is. Other time zones very much available, but you'll have to do the maths, or just throw us a follow and then you'll get notified whenever I'm around. If you do miss anything, VODs are on the Twitch for 8 weeks after the fact. For everything else, you can go to the YouTube. Link is down there, says VOD Archive. It's got everything back to the start of the channel, which is coming worryingly close to 3 years. So, go and check that out. There's lots of games there. While you're there, why not give us a subscription and that will get hot, fresh VODs in your subscription feed every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, or at least it will when I start uploading them again, which will be soon. TM. Things have been busy. And this way we've built up a buffer, in theory, as long as I, actually edit them. But that is the plan to do tonight, so soon. If you want to support me struggling to start a band monetarily, you can of course cheer or subscribe on Twitch, but you very much don't have to. Just turn up and hang out and be chill and be good to each other, and everyone's having a good time. And hey, why not tell somebody else about us? Just tell a friend. That is literally the best advertising we can get. Again, I'm using the plural a lot. It's just me here. Well, and Daniel, but he doesn't count. And this cricket, but he counts even less. Daniel's informing me he does count. So, there's that. I don't know where I'm going. If you want to find me elsewhere on the internet, social links are all down there, or that is House of Hubris at Twitter. At House of Hubris on Twitter. At House of Hubris at kind.social on Mastodon, or houseofhubris.bsky.social on Blue Sky. Where I talk about stuff. There's no consistency to my feed. I mostly retweet stuff and talk about streams and memes and things of such a kind. I think I'm beginning to ramble, so yeah, having pretty much completed said write-up, I will say once again, thanks everyone for being around. Love you all, go take care of yourselves out there, and I will be back on Saturday for more of Stray Gods. I'm digging this so far for all its slightly weird issues. Alright, see you then for that. Bye.